Avast ahoy and good day once again to ye mateys! I be your energetically breathing and flourishingly biological DM, Josh the Pirate, and it brings me more joy than inviting a special guest to play in my world and receiving enthusiastic consent to welcome you back to Corsair's Cove for another episode in my Humblewood world of monsters and magic. With me, I have me hearty crew, the vital Daria surname redacted, the vivacious Karen Schlink, the vibrant Fenway Jones, and the vigorous Brendan Ellis. So let's talk about these wonderful folks, shall we? Doing some lurk support today. Esty, you're very welcome. Thank you for joining us. Daria, who the absolute heck are you?
I am Daria. I am an artist, and I'm also disturbed by the descriptions given to us today. Thank you, Josh. I've done the portraits for the channel and also the emotes, and I'm here every Thursday playing in Humblewood, and next Tuesday playing in the Thirsty Sword Lesbian 2-shot.
Yes, 2-shot, deliberately. It was always ever going to be. Karen, who the heck are you?
Hi, I'm Karen, sometimes known as the mother of bunnies, and if you listen carefully, you can hear a bunny chewing on something behind me, because she's very considerate of streaming etiquette and being quiet at appropriate moments, shh. It's like chewing gets louder. I'm a performer, a writer, an internet addict. You can follow me on Twitter. That website is clinging tenaciously to life, rather like myself. You can also follow my burlesque alter ego over on Instagram, @MissLawlamore, or you can listen to my dulcet tones in the D&D podcast, There Be Dragons, available where all good podcasts can be found.
Splendid. Fenway, who the absolute heck are you? Wonderful bean.
Hi, everyone. I am Fenway Jones, also known as still currently Fenway the Teen DM on Twitter. Still need to change that. But I am the founder of Jasper's Game Day, and I hang out on the internets quite frequently. And I'm happy to be here.
Oh, we're very happy to have you. I did a tiny amount of stalking so I could write you a chat command, and I was just like, AAS board member, Silver Eni award-winning RPG author, and I'm just like, wow, I've got a lot of catching up to do with this kid.
And you have like 5 years left, so chop chop.
I know, right? Thank you. Thank you, Daria.
1 foot in the grave already.
So rocks fall, Daria dies. And Brendan, who the heck are you?
Julio, just me.
No, yeah. I spoke with the... no, never mind. Brendan, who the heck are you?
Hi, I'm Brendan Ellis. I have no affiliation with any government bodies of my country or any other, as far as anyone knows. And I'm just happy to be here.
Your denial sounds suspicious, Brendan.
I don't know what you mean.
Well, shut up. That means it's just Daria is basically still just a... Oh, no, I don't want to... No. Madame and Monsieur, Dame under Heron, and beings of indeterminate gender and persuasion, I be Josh the Pirate. You can find me here on my channel, Corsair's Cove, where I run D&D and other RPG-related games with my lovely wife, Karen, the mother of bunnies, and all my splendid friends. Not her character, Daria. No. Julio hasn't done anything wrong, hasn't said anything hurtful and insightful to the DM. Julio is ancient. Yes, Julio is like 5 years older than me, and may die soon. Who knows?
May and will, yeah.
If you like my majestic voice, you can also find me in the podcast There Be Dragons, where I play the infamous and deadly pirate Skern Felspar and his little dragon, Rush. Tonight we have a bit of a special thing. All week we are celebrating Pride Month. And we are raising money to support the Trevor Project, who provide crisis support for LGBTQIA youth. I myself am a non-binary person, so this speaks very much to me and my heart there. So $5 dues, 5 Australian dollary dues, gets you into the draw to win one of 2 copies of Thirsty Sword Lesbians, the excellent RPG that we are playing on Tuesday, and again next Tuesday, totally on purpose. And every $25 dues that goes into that fund will cause a wild magic surge. And every multiple of 100 we hit, the party all gets inspiration. But there will be a mimic introduced into the world. We are also only 4 follows away from 700, and you know what happens when that happens too. So, I must remind our animate, organic, and very much alive audience to please like, follow, and subscribe to all the things, you bloody champions. We have all the exclamation mark socials. You can find us on YouTube, where all the episodes you may have missed can be found in one lovely big long playlist. And we also have a Discord if you want to come and hang out with us there. Synergy. Exactly, Bishop Blood. There we are. Boom. We are supported proudly by Wooten Forge, the creators of WA and possibly even the world's finest handcrafted wooden tabletop accessories. They also supported Jasper's Game Day, and they're bloody champions. Well, the Aussie edition of Jasper's Game Week is what they supported. And you can check them out at woodenforge.com/Corsairs Cove if you want to pick up some artisan quality handcrafted tabletop accessories. Do so, and if you do, we get a cheeky little kickback, you bloody champions. So good on you. Anything else we need to mention? I don't think so. Today, we are using Sirenscape for the sounds that are gracing your ears that aren't coming out of our mouths. And I think we need a bit of a recap on what happened last week.
Yeah. Well, what a time last session was. We journeyed into the plane of life, where there were some delightful effects for Kesh and Julio, who got passively healed every minute, which was great for them. Also, as long as Kesh is here, Kesh needs to wear sunglasses, so she's very cool.
So I'm local and I'm extremely healthy.
Yes. When Ereq and his fire elemental Hope arrived, things were a bit desaturated, like a mid-noughties third-person shooter.
Or anything by Christopher Nolan. Yep.
Yeah.
Or DC movies.
Yeah.
Yes.
Zack
Yeah.
Snyder. Yeah.
And things are not great for Ereq. But Hope is a big bird, so that's cool.
Yeah.
Some whimsical things happened, like talking to grass, talking to a pair of baby Jobeen squirrels, and speaking to a unicorn, who was pretty chill until he said, "Hey, you should run away from that hill," because the hill started trying to eat us. It also threw bits of itself at us, and that hurt. Kesh was the one who saved the day by shooting a flaming arrow at it. And as we were trying to escape, we discovered a golden stream, which turns out to just be magic. Julio can just have a bath in it and get all of his spell slots back.
A little salty.
Ereq, no, not salty at all. We're still in the same day as fighting 2 vampires that Ereq used most of his spell slots on. So the primary caster of the party is struggling a little bit. But we're doing okay. After we escaped the giant hill that was not a resetted hill giant, we saw a bushfire in the distance, and were a little concerned when we realized that the burning trees were running towards us. And then they were preceded by a flock of sheep who could talk to Karen and said, "Hey, we're not okay with this. We didn't consent to be burnt alive. Can you please assist us in detaining the fire?" Julio bravely suggested we run away, and Ereq said, "No, fighting fires is kind of my job." So we went towards the bushfire that was running around, and there we encountered a sheep that appeared to have like a tongue come out of its midsection and is currently grappling the fire, so that's fun. As well as like a small what's Kesh? What's Kesh's race?
Mapatch.
A Mapatch?
A Mapatch.
You've
yes,
known
a
her for how
small-
long?
I don't say race. We also saw a small Mapatch with wings, and I think like an alt color scheme or something was there fighting the fires as well, which are 3 huge fire elementals. So that's a good time. Also, Ereq is on fire, but a good kind of fire, and a giant praying mantis. And Julio and this sheep are on a bad kind of fire.
Yeah, it's not great. Julio has, however, taken a potion of fire resistance that Ereq gave him.
Yes.
And, yeah. Fenway, what do we see? What is this pink Mapatch of which we speak? Who is this? What do they look like?
Excuse me. Well, the pink Mapatch, it's a very small raccoon, who instead of having normal like raccoony colors, is just bright pink and white, and has these very glittery, also bright pink wings, and it is flying around, and everywhere she goes just kind of leaves a little glitter trail behind her.
Excellent. And yes, so, mateys. Thank you very much for the recap there, guys. That was great. May the mountains you are heading towards remain quiescent and still, and all sheep that you meet be polite, kind, and definitely 100% sheep and nothing else, as we head tremulously at first, and then with mounting heat and passion, into the elemental plane of life. So, we return to the plane of life mid-combat. Dahlia, you are just hanging out with 4 of your sheep friends, living your life in a pleasant little cottage in a little copse of trees, when there was a bit of a commotion and the trees started making a move for it. A trio of large fire elementals are tearing it up in your hood and seemed pretty intent on burninating your home, your friends, and maybe you as well. The 4th sheep that you met when during your sojourn on the material plane has been christened Toof. And you and Toof are holding off these fire elementals while the others run away. When some unexpected help arrived. For you, it's been about 2 years since you saw anyone like this. So when a Jabeen runs past you and starts trying to shank one of these giant humanoid bonfires with a nasty-looking glowing dagger, and then a giant praying mantis sort of wanders over as well, while a being that looks not dissimilar to you, except that it's not pink, and it's armed with a huge longbow, starts firing nasty black smoky arrows at the foes. The battle is joined, and you're a little bit taken aback, but probably welcoming the help. So, what do you do? We are in turn initiative order. You are pretty close to one of these fire elementals, and the others are within about 20 feet as well. Ereq is just about... Ereq is the the praying mantis.
Praying mantis.
He is 10 feet away, I think. I want to say 10 or 20 feet away from one of the bonfires. Julio is fighting one. Toof is fighting the other. Toof has the one that it's fighting grappled with his tongue. It's not a great idea on Toof's part, but it's bold. So yeah, what do you do?
Well, I think the obvious choice for myself at the moment is I'd like to try and cast Reduce on one of the fire elementals.
Hell yeah. Excellent.
Nice.
Okay.
So I needed to make me a Constitution saving throw.
A con save. All right. I got a 14.
That does not make it.
Ooh, which one? So there is the one fighting Julio, the one fighting Tooth, and the one that's sort of trying to get at you, but you're flying, so it's struggling to it's trying to bat you out of the air, like someone who's being bothered by a fly. This is a huge creature. You being a small or smaller creature. I can't remember. Are you small or tiny?
I'm tiny.
Yeah. So it is like 5 size classes bigger than you, and it's just like... which one do you do it to?
I want to go for the one that Tooth is currently grappling.
Love it. So the one that Tooth is fighting shrinks, and now he is well and truly grappling it in his mouth. Amusingly, normally fire elementals are immune to being grappled, but I like the idea that Tooth can grapple this thing in his tongue, so screw it. Very well. Excellent. So I presume you are sort of trying to stay out of the reach of this elemental?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Alrighty. Do you do anything else with your turn?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, cool. So you're just sort of using your movement to stay out of its reach. Okay, excellent. Then we go back to the top of the order. And it's Julio. Chaotic Goblin, thank you very much for the resub, buddy. Did you know that milk is the fastest liquid on Earth? It's pasteurized before you can even see it.
Wow. Wow. Strong. Okay, so I'm gonna shank. I'm gonna shank real good.
Okay.
Yeah. Shanking makes me feel good.
Yeah, you do that. Against the one you are fighting, presumably?
Yes, sir. 15.
Yes, well, before you actually... a 15... Hang on. Yes, a 15 hits. However, I'd also like you to take 1d10 fire damage, please.
Okay. I roll. Or... Okay, I'll roll. Okay, I'm taking 2 damage.
Oh. Yep, absolutely,
And,
you do.
I do my dagger plus sneak attack damage. So that's 8 plus... Where is the sneak? Ah, yeah, there it is. The sneak is... Oh, so 18 all up.
18 all up. Very well.
And I have my bonus action. I can't put myself to be not on fire with a bonus action, right?
No.
Okay, then I'll just shank again.
Smart.
Yes. Ooh, yeah, that does hit, I think.
Yep.
Okay, 6 damage.
Cool. For a further 6. So it is up to that many. That, however, was not with a magic dagger, was it?
No, that was with a normal one.
Yeah, that's a normal one. Okay.
Does it seem like it
Didn't seem to do as much damage by the... yeah, it clearly wasn't that bothered by... But your primary dagger, the Susan's variable dagger, worked a charm. Absolutely a trait, that one. Yeah. You also take a further 7 points of fire damage. That is already halved.
Oh, damn.
Every time you stab it, it hurts you. Firestorm, thank you very much for the follow, you bloody champion. Avast, matey, you wee scallywag.
How many followers is that now?
It's getting there. Just, I'll let you know. I'll tell you. We are 4
close
off.
to a nice round number.
Yeah, speaking of fire damage, well, exactly. An excellent and, yes, appropriate title for this episode. There are 3 giant fire elementals, so I imagine these 3 as vaguely humanoid, but sort of like if you had a starfish that was humanoid-shaped. You know what I mean? Sort of like they're basically just pointy, ghosty sort of forms, but entirely made of fire. That's what these things look like. Cool. Julio, that's it? You don't want to... You're good there? Okay. I ask only because... similar to Patrick, actually. That's actually... Yeah, but entirely made of fire, the way he should be. Cool. I think next is Brendan. Yeah, Ereq.
Okay. You said I'm 10 feet away from the nearest fire elemental.
Well, if you would have been 60 feet away at the beginning of last turn, and then you moved your full movement, which is, I think, either 40 or 50. I can't remember which.
I think... 50. Yeah.
Then you are 10 feet away from the one Julio is fighting, or 15 away from the one Tooth is fighting.
Which has now been reduced a bit.
Yes.
Okay. And where is the third one?
The third one is another 30 feet on from that. And it's very distracted by this little pink... All you can really see, it's moving very quickly, but there's a little pink glow that's shedding glitter, essentially.
I don't want to deal with that right now.
Yeah.
That seems very bright.
It's future Eric's problem.
Yeah.
Eric is so done with life of Blaine in general. I can't deal with this right
He
now.
was really anticipating liking it here and was immediately
Tiny
disappointed.
sparkle raccoon, not today.
I have had it with the vibrancy and the glitter.
Look,
Julio
as
is
far
so
as we've
perky.
experienced, that's probably just going to give me levels in exhaustion.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to deal with the evil that I know. So I'm going to go fight. I'm going to try to flank, if I can, the one that Julio is dealing with.
Yep, sure.
Because I know that rogues kind of like that. And I am going to slash it with my praying mantis claws.
Yeah.
Because wild shape is kind of weird when it comes to the app, I have to kind of roll this manually, but it is a +9.
Nice.
So that is 16.
It does hit, yes.
Fantastic. Cool. So this is, I believe, 2d6. Yeah, 2d6 plus 3. Oh, nice. That's max damage.
Max damage.
Well
So
done.
15
Five
damage.
left in the Brendan.
15.
Yes.
Out of curiosity, how big is this mantis?
So big, the biggest mantis.
Such a big mantis, man.
Everyone says I'm the biggest mantis.
Sure they do.
It is large.
Large. Okay, actually, I spoke wrong before. These are also large creatures, so this mantis is the same size as these fire elementals, which is a really fun mental image. Alrighty, yeah. So it does. If you're doing it to that one, that is a fair old whack of damage to it. However, you just attacked something that was on fire, which means you get a little bit burnt your own self. Are you resistant?
I am, because I have a chill shield.
That's right.
I'm also I'm on good fire.
All right. So 3 fire damage.
Okay.
For being right next to the bonfire. It's a fairly chunky mantis, yeah. Last time I was attacked by something pink, it made my character permanently blind. Jeez. All right, chaotic goblin.
I don't want to know.
Yeah. Intellect
but it
devourers
didn't.
would be pink.
It didn't attack me, did it? It just
No, it's just passive damage. Yeah.
Yeah,
Melee is
great.
the worst way to deal with these things.
Yeah, that's fine. Cool. That is me, although it is worth noting that not participating but present is
Hope.
I don't know what size she is now, probably large.
Yeah.
but
medium, but mechanically medium. She would be quite big.
yeah. Well, she was big enough to carry me because I had cast spells and stuff on her. But regardless,
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
a large fire bird
Yeah.
who's just kind of came with us and is watching from a distance.
A jarpetitsa, you might say.
You might,
Yeah.
but you shouldn't. Thank you, heroic.
Ah,
Savage.
Daria, never change.
she won't. We've tried many times. She just won't. All right. Next up in the order is Toof. So Toof is not looking overly healthy. Toof has 22 hit points left. Because he's on fire. And he just took another 4, so he's down to 18. But he is pissed off. And he's grappling this thing. So he is going to bite this thing. Gonna bite this elemental. With advantage, but that's a 19 on the dice. A 19 is what it was for 24. So some piercing damage and some acid. In fact, can I get a couple of people to roll some d8s in chat, please? The first I see will be the piercing, the second will be the acid damage on this fire elemental that he's vigorously chewing away at. While I will roll the extra fire damage that he takes. Ooh, 10! Okay, he's really not healthy at all. Oh boy, oh jeez, oh my.
Oh my.
Yep. So exclamation mark, roll space, the number 8. A 6 from Bishop Blood, thank you very much. Dealing a full 3 points of damage to the fire elemental. And Daria gets a 4. So a further 4 from the acid damage. All up, that puts it on that many hit points. Yeah. Toof then voluntarily lets go. Like he is trying to eat this smaller bonfire. And then just, blah, just spits it out. His tongue unleashing it, and it just sort of flies through the air, lands, and sort of gets up and like, hey, I'm small, this is weird, and like looking around a little confused, as this sheep that when it retracts its tongue back into itself, and it has a sort of mouth split along it's where its mouth is supposed to be, but it's huge. It goes well far back into the neck, and the whole head sort of hinges.
I feel like there's a New Zealand horror movie that...
Absolutely. But when it closes its mouth so its tongue can go back in, it looks like a normal sheep. And it's going to run backwards towards Kesh. Going, help! Friend sheep! Help, friend sheep! You can understand this, Kesh. It's speaking Sylvan. Speaking of helping the friend sheep, it is the fire elemental's turns. So the one that is trying to attack Fenway is going to do so with disadvantage because she's sort of out of reach and difficult to get at, but it's going to it's jumping and bopping and trying to bat away at you. Probably not for the first. Where are we? Ooh, an 11 to hit.
Me.
For some reason that hits, because apparently I forgot to change my armor class from previously. So.
Do you have any armor, and
Yes.
is it equipped?
I thought I had armor, and probably not.
This is Josh code for just say it was a...
I'm happy to have it equipped, not a problem, if that changes your AC at all.
It does. Alright, cool. That'll bring my AC up to 14.
Hey, okay, good.
Hey.
Good. Right, great. It does not hit the first time, however... Ooh, no, that's another miss. All right, you're gonna like these little blue shiny ones. They're routinely rolling very poorly. That was a 9, all up. So yeah, it misses you twice. However, the one that is attacking Julio is going to continue doing so.
It doesn't want to turn around and attack me.
Look, okay, it'll give you one each. Which one of you, Brendan, do you want the larger dice or the smaller dice? I'm not talking about how they rolled. I'm talking about the size of them.
Give me big, baby.
The big. Okay, the big rolled a nat 20. The small one rolled a 19. So that's a pair of hits. So Julio will take 2d6 fire damage, and Brendan will take 4d6 fire damage.
I wanna uncanny dodge mine.
That's smart. That's 8. That is 11 halved, and then halved again. So, like, 2.
Sweet.
And Ereq gets to half his. It's not that bad, actually. That's 12, 15.
15. And was that already halved?
No, that wasn't halved, so 7.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And it takes 2d8 cold damage.
Ooh, 2d8s. Do you want to roll them?
Yeah. So that is 13.
He wanted me to do that. 13.
Yeah.
Very well. The other one, its buddy is going to come up. It's gonna come back and help his mate. Actually, was my intention. I was just going to do one of them would attack one of you and the other would attack the other. But all right. Yeah, he's going to come back and help his mate. He's going to attack each of you once as well. This one, however, is smaller, so its attacks will do less damage, one presumes. If it's reduced, then it'll do 1d4 less, I think.
That is accurate. It is reduced by half, so it's currently half its original size and weight.
It's medium.
Actually, its weight is 1/8 of normal.
Yeah.
For some odd reason.
Maths, it scales down. Everything, yeah, you're getting one's. If you're decreasing by one whole size class, you would half in every direction, which means 1/8. Square cube law, baby.
If this fire
exactly.
elemental,
weighs
elemental
almost nothing,
weighs
though.
less, should it be floating upwards?
It's not itself hot air. So here's the question, Ereq, your AC, is it 18?
Nope.
Nope. In which case I hit. A 22 probably also hits Julio.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it does.
All right. Ereq, you take a grand 3 points of damage. No, sorry, 6, but then halved, so 3.
Yeah. Okay.
And Julio, 10. Halved to 5.
Sure.
It takes.
Yeah, here we go.
3
This is the other one. 3
cold damage. Yeah.
Excellent. So 2 of them are looking a bit beat up. One of them is looking very beat up. The other one is absolutely fine. And it's Kesh's turn.
Yay! I believe I was shooting one.
Yes, you were. You were shooting the big one that was Julio was attacking.
Well, if that one is still very much a threat, I would like to very much keep shooting it.
Probably looks like the bigger of the 2 threats at the moment, yes.
Yeah, excellent. Aim
You
high.
have Hunter's Mark on.
Yes, I do.
Do you
I would
have
like to
anything-
add Slayer's Prey, using my bonus action.
Very well.
And then I will shoot it. I don't know why I put an accent on. It just felt
Shoot
natural.
him.
19.
19 to hit. Yes, absolutely does.
Excellent. Yay! Max damage. So
what,
15
3 plus
plus
2d6s?
plus 2d6s.
Jesus.
So 20 points of damage in total. Necrotic.
Necrotic damage on the first hit. 20.
Wow.
Harsh.
I love it when it stabs nicely. Aw, thanks, Jack. I'm trying to keep warm, but the cuteness is a, fun added bonus, It's so cold in my study, you guys. My fingers are freezing. Like, I know it's weird that Australians bitch about the cold in winter, but it's because our houses don't retain heat at all.
It dead cert got down to -2 last night.
Oh, was
Inside,
that
that's rough.
probably was that inside as well.
Our house is no heating at all, so probably didn't get overly warm. But
Heating?
yeah,
What's that?
that's partially why I stayed at Reds
sniffing
till
at
like
you
3:30.
Because their house is actually warm.
I was sitting under an air conditioner, so it was very pleasant. I had to take my jumper
Alright.
off. Second attack, do it.
Yes, I will shoot it again. Does a
Oof.
28 hit?
No. Bizarrely, its AC jumps by 16 points. No, of course it bloody hits. Come on then.
13,
Kesh.
and it's only 1d6.
Oh, Kesh. I mean, roll the d6.
What's
yeah.
for?
Another 17 damage. So 37 points of
17.
damage in a single hit, in a pair of hits. Kesh, how do you do this?
Oh,
Nice.
I am like in a slightly dramatic archer stance, firing my bow. There's a bit of glitter swirling in the air. This weird mutant sheep has been running towards me, and I'm briefly distracted, and then I'm like, no, focus, Kesh Glitterweave, focus. And then I fire the arrows one after each other really fast, and it hits its center mass one after each other with like this kind of like almost groan of necrotic energy as it hits the fiery target.
Yeah. Yeah, and your black arrows lance into this thing's chest, and the necrotic essence of it seems to sort of leach out into the flames. And as you know, your necrotic arrows basically disappear when they hit. Yeah, it's almost like it absorbs this necrotic essence, and then it starts eating away at the fires from the inside, and this bonfire of a being just slowly goes out from the center outwards. And Julio and Ereq are just left standing in a little ashy cloud. However, there's a smaller one standing right next to them, and it's still very much alive and irritated. So, yeah, back to the top. Oh, no, it is Dahlia's turn. Do you do anything else, Kesh? You have movement.
I don't think that's necessary. I plan to stay out of range.
It's like, I don't think that's necessary. My my bow is capable of 600 feet range, so I don't need to go anywhere near them.
No.
Very
we
well
don't
then.
do that.
Dahlia.
Okay, so I think I would like to use Thorn Whip.
Hell yeah.
But the only thing is, it says I can move them up to 10 feet closer to me. Can I move them 0 feet closer to me?
Yeah. You can choose to not
Okay.
pull anybody anywhere closer to you at all, absolutely.
Yes, please. Okay. Alright. Throwing things. Alrighty. Does a 18 hit?
It does.
Alright, cool.
Ooh.
So that is 7 points of vine damage.
Lovely. And that's magical. And this is on the one that's
Yes.
trying to swat you out of the air?
Yes. Yes.
Excellent. 7 points of magical damage on him. Splendid. Do you have anything else you would like to do? I would say that you are not
don't think so.
mechanically in threat with him, so you could move away without incurring an opportunity attack. Because you also haven't
like
been
to
getting
move-
fire damage.
Closer to the rest of the group.
Sure, absolutely. What's your movement speed? Because you're about 30 feet away from Ereq and Julio. This giant praying
30
mantis
feet.
and the Jerbine. So yeah, you can fly close to them, but without getting on fire from the other one.
Yes, please.
Sure. Excellent. You do that. And Julio is looking... How is Julio looking?
He's on fire now, covered in ash as well from
Yeah.
the Kesh's explosive attack, but he's looking all right. He kind of got bolstered by Kesh's amazing performance. He's like looking for the next target with 2 daggers on fire.
Very well. Cool. Well, that's good to know because it's his turn. Unless Dahlia has anything else they'd like to do.
No, thank you.
Splendid.
So the 2 daggers
I like to think. Sorry, I was just like, I like to think the burning is just making him angrier.
Oh
Well, at the very beginning of his turn, he's standing right next to a fire elemental, so he takes 4 damage.
The one that died?
No, the other one.
Oh, the other
The
one.
one that was being grappled that got up and then came over and started attacking you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. How much?
I
rolled.
I rolled 9, and then you half it.
Okay, so
4.
Sweet.
Is this
Okay.
the being on fire damage, or is that different?
This is just being close to them. If you are next to them at the beginning of your turn, you take 1d10 fire damage.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also, I will attack now and I will get more damage. But
Yep.
it's fine. This
It's
flame
fine.
loves me.
Yeah.
I'm going to be okay. Yeah, so...
It's the life
Julio-
plane. You'll heal in a minute.
That's actually true. The 2 daggers in Julio's hands, he throws him up. They do a spin and they land with the dagger side down now. He turns, he
Ooh.
jumps on the back of the fire and starts fucking jamming them in there.
This one is only medium-sized as well. It's not that much bigger than you.
Beautiful. So let's try this. Oh, well, I just rolled damage without even trying to hit. I was so
presumptuous of
I
you.
didn't-
Hilariously
hit.
so, because you missed.
Okay, but I do have another dagger. Let's
You
hope
do.
this one does. Oh my god.
Also misses.
12? Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
that's rough. Well, yeah. I jump and I miss.
Yeah.
And I flop on the...
I think what actually happens is you just can't get a purchase on it because it's not corporeal really. It's literally
Yeah.
fire. So you sort of just fall through it. And
Yeah.
that's why you take fire damage.
That's very fair.
Yeah. You stand back up. Do you move away or are you good?
I'm good.
Okay.
I
Ereq,
tried to look around as if no one saw that.
no one, yeah. Everyone else
This
is kind
giant
of busy.
prey mantis is just shaking its head.
Wow.
And then shows him how it's done, presumably.
We're gonna try.
Miss.
Ereq, you take 1 point of fire damage from being next to it.
Is that already reduced?
It's 1. You can't reduce
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
I rolled a 1.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. I was actually for a minute considering using my action to put out Julio's fire, but I feel like he's just going to immediately light on fire again. So
Yeah.
let's just
Not if he keeps missing.
Yeah, but if he gets attacked, he'll be set on fire again. won't
I'm
he?
so hurt.
Yeah.
You
You are also
So
on
let's-
fire.
Yeah, that's fine.
Ooh.
Are we flanking? Do I get advantage?
You did hit.
Yeah. Yeah, but I could have gotten a
But
crit.
yes. I think technically
It's
speaking
fine.
you need 3. Because
Okay.
if you have 2, that's pack tactics. Otherwise you need 3, I think.
Yeah.
You'll get it in a minute as Dahlia arrives, but not yet.
Yeah, cool. So that's a hit. And I do 2d6. I wasn't sure before, I looked it up, and because I'm not a Circle of the Moon druid, this is not magical damage.
Yeah.
But I do have cold fire on, so it's up to
Yeah.
you. But that is 8 on the dice.
8 on the dice.
Plus 3, so 11.
11. I tell you what, because of the cold fire, whenever it's uneven, if I am halving it, I'll round up.
Okay.
So 11, I'll give you 6.
Yeah.
And this is on the little one.
Yes, the one who came to join our little party.
Marvelous. Yeah. Yeah, that's some damage. Well done. Nicely done. Anything else? Mantis don't have bonus actions, really, do they? Just sort of...
No, I'm just gonna be oogie woogie woogie, but in Mantis.
Can you repeat that
What
again?
does that sound like?
It sounds like oogie woogie woogie.
Cool. I love it. Tooth is taking up a defensive posture in front of Kesh. This sheep, Karen, runs up in front of you and sort of bears an upsettingly large number of fangs at the creatures behind you, or behind it, and is clearly like protective of you. I sheep friend, I protect.
Cool. As long as it's not attacking me. Cool.
And nothing else. Yeah, he's an ally of yours, so I'll tell you, 8 hit points left. So he was like, I'm not prepared to stick around for another round. I'm surprised he survived the second. And he helped. So, yeah, next up, it's the fire elementals. There are 2 left. The one that was fighting Dahlia is going to chase her over to you guys. It is going to make an attack against Dahlia, first of all, with disadvantage. Ooh. The sparkly gold has failed you, Dahlia. I rolled a 19 and a 20. So no crit, but yeah, you're gonna cop some fire damage from this one.
Dare it.
2. A 1 and a 1. So
Perfect.
How you
5.
going, Josh?
5 points of
Feeling
fire
okay?
damage on the fairy.
I'm just detecting a little bit of disappointment.
It's a sort of a stupid
Well,
self-inflicted rules. However, you are now on fire. So you will be taking fire damage every round.
Okay.
As it touches you. And then it's going to try and, like, it gets you, realize it didn't do very much damage. It's just like, it's because I can't reach her. So it's going to attack something it can reach. Julio.
yes.
Well, it thinks what you did was funny, so it's going to try and stomp on you.
Funny little guy.
Ooh. A 14.
Oh,
Misses. You're too small. As you stand up, you sort of duck away from it, and it's as it stomps down on you. But its buddy, the little one, that you tried to shank by jumping on its back, turns around and blats at you as well, missing as well. It's going
Hey,
super
fuck
well
you.
for Julio, and then tries to punch the Mantis that is attacking it. A filthy 20.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Ooh, that'll
Oh
also do
no, I can't believe it's hitting me.
it. For 11 fire damage.
Okay, half down to 5.
5, yep. Actually, I do apologize. I minus a d4, don't I? Because it's the little one. So actually 9 fire damage, half down to 4.
Okay. And it takes 2d8. That is
Hey, Ro.
12 cold damage.
12. Very nice. The whole point of you is just stand there and get hurt, isn't it?
Yes.
Someone's gonna do
Druids,
it.
baby. All right. Yep. Somebody has to do it. Kesh, can you do it?
What, get hit?
I mean, attack things.
Oh, absolutely, I can attack things. I would like to shoot the remaining fire elemental, please.
So, do you use a bonus action to move Hunter's Mark?
Yes, I do. I absolutely do. I move Hunter's Mark to the remaining
Good
fire
idea,
elemental.
Karen.
Which one?
Whichever one is the closest to my buddies.
Well, they're both, like, attacking your buddies now. There's
Okay,
a big one that's been hurt a little bit, and a small one that's been hurt quite a lot. However,
Well,
the small
let's-
one would be considered the less dangerous, and also mild curiosity does enlarge, reduce, require concentration. Because Dahlia did take a small amount of damage.
Well, I'm going to shoot the bigger one with 21 to hit.
A 21 does
Yes,
hit.
It does. It does require concentration.
It's a very easy con check, but yes.
That will be
16.
16 points of damage to the big one. Thank you.
Mhm, very nice.
I succeeded.
No worries. Thank you very much. Cool. Yeah. And again, Kesh.
And shockingly, yes, I am going to shoot it again. Ooh! Oh, 18, that should still hit though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, good. I love this bow so much. 15 points of damage plus 3, so 18 points of damage.
Jesus. All right.
This is legit all I'm good for in combat. I just stand at a distance and shoot things.
Yeah. Everyone pisses on rangers, but you use them properly. They're upsetting. You got this, Chief. Exactly. Cool.
Like,
Alrighty.
I'm not
Dahlia.
diving in there.
Yeah, she's also the healthiest, comfortably.
Who, me?
Why? I meant Kesh.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure.
I'm fine.
I was like,
She didn't even get hurt in the last fight they had either.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, only a
took
little
damage.
bit.
Only a little bit.
I
just
was
cracked.
Which, yeah.
I'm just gonna do the same thing I did last time.
Very well. You know, whip with a thorn.
I assume a 23 hits.
Yeah, look, why not?
Okay, cool.
got better.
So kind.
Is this on the small one or the big one? Ooh,
The big one.
very well. For 11 damage. So Dahlia and Kesh are taking on the big one and whooping it, giving it a nice old whooping. Very nice.
Not much
Anything
power.
else?
I'm good, thank you so much.
And you're still dancing around above it, just sort of staying out of its reach. Alrighty. Unless you,
Yeah,
do you actually, the trick is, you could move higher and just be straight up out of its reach and not risk being attacked. You are still on fire as well, so you will take some burning damage. That's a full 10. 10 fire damage.
Okay,
Because you
cool.
are on fire. Because it did manage to finally jump up and hit you.
Good. I think I do want to move further up. Like further higher.
Yeah. Because you have reach. Your attacks have reach if you're doing Thorn Whip.
Yes.
I think Thorn Whip's
I like to
30
think
feet,
that
isn't
it's
it?
a pink thorn whip.
Yeah.
It's a pretty pink, sparkly thorn whip.
It's definitely like a sparkly, viney, but pink. Yeah. Oh, we've had a donation.
Ooh, excellent.
Thank you very much.
Nice.
Let me.
You're now in the draw to win a copy of Thirsty Sword Lesbians.
Yes.
The
What a
most
bloody champion.
gay, dehydrated RPG currently.
The thirstiest, the moistest, yeah.
The thirstiest. There's no need to.
How
Not
dare you
moist
drop the word
as well.
moist
If they
into
were,
this
if they
stream.
were moist, they wouldn't be thirsty.
I disagree.
Why do I have to? All right. I can't check right now who did that, but thank you very much to that to the donation to the person who gave that donation. You splendid individual. You are now in the running to win a copy of Thirsty Sword Lesbians. In fact, currently you have won a copy of Thirsty Sword Lesbians because there have been exactly 2 people who have donated so far. So,
and they're both amazing, and we love them.
and they are bloody champions. And you guys are five dollary dues away from another wild magic surge. However, let us continue. Oh, it was Roe, was it? That seems about right. Very well. Well, you bloody champion, Roe. Good on you. And Jack, you are completely appreciated as well, mate. In which case, Ardana can reward you with her copy of Thirsty Sword Lesbians. So, what were we doing? It's back to the top of the order, I believe. At which point it is Julio. There's a big one and a little one.
Okay, which one looks like the worst?
They look both pretty beat up. The big one has mechanically taken more damage.
Okay, I'll try to I'll try to get back my footing with the one that I missed twice in a row. So I'll try to yeah.
Okay.
We'll do repeat. Hiya. Okay, 22.
22 does hit.
Nice. That
max.
is 8 plus 9, so that's 17 damage.
Pretty good with the magic dagger.
Yes. Oh, I also in the beginning of my turn I should get some damage.
You should. You absolutely should. Here, let me give you some damage. That is 9 halved to 4.
To 4. Okay. Yeah, I'm starting to look pretty bad, not gonna lie. But I have another dagger.
Stab it.
Oh my god. 15?
Does.
Sweet. Oh, max damage. 8.
8.
But that is normal.
However, that is 2 more attacks, which means you get 2 more burns on you for a further 11, halved down to 5.
Okay. Yep. I'm in single digits.
Good.
Nothing good about it.
I mean, it's excellent. Knowing what I know about death saves here, Ereq.
Can I? Actually,
Disengage?
since I'm in double digits, yeah, I will leave. I will
Smart.
skedaddle 30 feet.
30 feet in what direction?
In direction opposite of everyone else, so that if they wanna go after me, they have to choose.
I love it. Cool. You do that. No disengaging. Just you fuck off. All right. Excellent.
I fuck off because I'm a slow
Yeah, Ereq, you're left holding the baby. Yeah, you are engaged with 2 fire elementals now. One of them's your size. One of them's half your size.
Right. This is what I want. So I'm just gonna move adjacent to both of them.
Yep.
If I wasn't already.
Yep.
And just try to be as threatening as possible.
Fair.
And attack the smaller one. The smaller one has been the one that I've been engaged with so far. So let's
Very well.
deal with that fella. Do I take fire damage at the start of my turn?
You will. You do indeed. Thank you for being honest and good about it. 9 on the dice, so 4.
Okay. Great. I'm going to attack the little fella.
Poor little bugger.
Little red hot fellow.
The little red hot fellow, that is a dirty 20.
Filthy 20 hits.
Cool. And it's 2d6. 7 halved.
For 3.
4 because of my shield damage.
Oh,
Didn't
that's
you
right.
say?
Yes.
Yep. That one hit point
Hey,
is
look.
super important.
It could be the difference between killing him this time and killing him next round. Yeah. Anything
And
else? Are you good?
Do I take more damage from attacking this
You
thing?
will. Yes. 1.
Oh no. 1
How'd you do?
damage.
It's a lot of mins and maxes with this
I'm
dice.
burnt.
You're actually on fire. Yeah.
Great.
Cool.
That's my turn. I do more oogie woogie woogie.
Very well. Yeah, they are definitely irritated by you. Tooth is just protecting Kesh, which means it's the elemental's turn. The big one is going to chase Julio, which means Ereq's going to get an opportunity attack.
Fuck him up.
Okay, let's do it. +9. Oh yeah, that's a casual 28.
28.
Yeah, let's go.
Does indeed
But I love
hit.
Eric's weird double sarcasm. And I'm like, why describing it? Yeah.
For 4.
4. And I take how much?
4. I've halved it already.
Okay.
Yeah.
This Mantis is down to 18.
And Julio is about to get smacked your bitch up. Because this fire elemental, it has a movement speed of 50 feet. And so it's going to dash to, well, not dash, going to move towards you at a leisurely pace. Oh dear. Oh dear.
Jog over.
It's a crit.
Okay. Well, that's lovely. I'm gonna uncanny dodge.
Uncanny dodge the crit. Yeah. Very well. Smart. Probably
I
wise.
mean, I don't know if that'll help, but
Wow. Actually, it might. I rolled 3 1s
nice.
and a 5. So
Okay.
7, 8, 11. All up
11 halved
to 5.
to 5 halved
No,
to
6.
2.
Well, 5. Yeah, 5. Half to 2.
So 2 damage. Okay.
Yeah.
That's doable.
The other one is also a hit.
Okay.
Okay.
Be bad. Be shit.
It wasn't great.
Uh-huh.
A D4 bonus has been purchased for Crisp and Crunch. Hold the fuck. Definitely for Julio. Smart.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's reasonable. Player 1, there we go. Second. Yeah. Cool. Julio, yes, you have a D4 bonus. So 8 halved to 4.
Okay, I'm still up. Barely, but I'm still up.
Yeah, I rolled a 1 and a 4.
My cat
Your
just
internet's
stepped
not.
on the keys. No, my cat is here.
Ah.
She's being a Goomba right here. Look at her. Look at this
Oh,
idiot.
look at that grumpy face.
Oh, okay. Don't know who's supposed to be where. There we go. Right. Yeah. Last. He's still up. How many hit points do you have? 1?
I mean, you're close. You're very close. I have an elegant 3.
An elegant 3. Right.
A gentleman's 3.
A gentleman's 3.
Gentleman's 3, yeah.
Josh the player is playing one of those slider games. She's being an Italian American? Oh, okay. A Goomba. Yeah, right.
Give me a sec.
Wait, is that another meaning for the...
I was imagining.
Good
I
for
thought
you.
a Goomba was one of the enemies in Mario.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's the fire elementals. Oh no, there's the other one who gets to attack Ereq.
Oh no.
The small one. A 4 probably doesn't hit, but the 17 will.
Yep.
Not too good. Wow. I'm not rolling well on my damage. I got a 7 to hit, but then it minus a d4, so it becomes a 3 plus 3, 6. Which Ereq halves back to 3.
Okay.
And it takes...
It takes 8 cold damage.
65. Okay, cool. Great. It's Kesh's turn. Finish him.
I am shockingly going to shoot again.
Which one?
The big one.
Okay, the big one that is now over. It is 110 feet away.
That's
Oh no,
still
sorry.
within range.
It's 80 feet.
Oh, well within range. It's fine.
Yeah.
I can go up to 600 feet.
Yeah, but
with
half
disadvantage.
range.
Yeah,
Like,
150
yeah.
is my range.
Yeah.
On the bow.
Julio
Good
hasn't
range.
run nearly that far away yet.
Excellent. All right. Come on, Lady Luck. 24.
24 does
Pew, pew,
indeed.
pew. Oh,
Can you, with your bonus action,
put
move
Slayer's
your...
Prey.
I was going to ask. I'm just curious.
Yeah. I'm gonna put Slayer's Prey on it.
I
have
wasn't trying to remind you. I was actually asking, can you do that? I wasn't sure. Yeah.
Let me double check actually.
I think you can. I think it works as basically Hunter's Mark again.
So you like the first Hunter's Mark? How about more Hunter's Mark?
Oh, shit. Guys, we have a Wild Magic Surge. Thank you very much to whoever did that, you bloody champion.
Nice.
Let us get that out.
Basically I can, with the Slayer's Prey, I can designate a different creature. So,
Oh, cool. All right. Yeah. Do that.
I'm using it. I'm basically, I'm moving it.
Do we?
It's not a recasting. It still exists.
Sure.
So 8 on the dice, plus it gets 2d6s from my bonuses. Oh my god. Plus another 5. I rolled, of those 3 dice, I rolled 2 1s and a 4.
Oh, no. So how much total? 13?
8, yeah, 13. But if that's not enough, I'm going to shoot it again.
It's not enough.
Damn it. I shoot it again. That's definitely going to hit with a 28. I love this.
To miss these things, you actually have to roll a 1.
Yeah, 9 damage plus another 6. Let's see if I can roll another one. I did. So
Wow.
10.
10. Okay.
That is.
Look, it's not looking great, Kesh.
That's not fair. That was how many ones was that? That was 4 ones.
Yeah, look, I did 3 ones on a crit because I didn't apply my own crit rules to myself. If I had, Julio would be dead, so... yeah, okay. So, before we move on to Dahlia's turn, Fenway, seeing as you are the guest here, can you roll me a D100, and I will get chat to roll a D20. In fact, Jack, can you roll me a D20 in chat, please? For the Wild Magic Surge. Yes, sir.
Who or
18.
what or where does it affect?
I will determine that when I find out what it is.
Yeah.
Julio turns even more on fire.
Number 1.
A 1.
Ooh.
Just
A
that's
1 on a D100. Amazing.
Yeah.
Love it.
that is scary.
Yeah.
You know it's something messed up for 1.
Ooh. Okay. I think it should affect all of you.
Oh.
Yeah. It won't come in just yet. It won't come in just yet, but it will happen. Very soon.
The suspense.
Yeah, cool. Alrighty, Dahlia, what do you do? So the big one is about 30 feet away from you, trying to smack Julio up. Julio is looking exceptionally badly injured and very much on fire. What do you do?
How badly hurt is that one? And is the small one still here?
The small one is also still up. Both have taken quite a bit of damage. They are both mechanically bloodied. The archer on the hill, who you've never met, has been plinking arrows into the big one very reliably. and it's really not looking like it's having a great time.
Sounds good. I'm gonna try and thorn whip the big one.
Thorn Whip the big one. It is also standing right next to Julio, which Julio is not enjoying.
Does I'm gonna assume so, 26 hit?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I just needed to make sure, that's all.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it.
7 damage.
7 damage on the big boy. Mm-hmm.
And that'll be it.
Very well. No healing magic?
Not for bonus actions.
Not a bonus action any. Okay. Excellent. Julio.
Okay,
you
is the
are
guy in
on
front of
fire,
me-
yes?
Yeah, I am.
Let's roll some d10s then, shall we?
Roll 1, please.
A roll of 4,
Okay.
which
okay.
you half.
I'm on 1. Yeah.
Wow.
Uh-huh. Cool beans. Cool beans. Well, first of all, I'm gonna use my bonus action to disengage,
Uh-huh. Smart.
and I will use my action to put myself into the water.
What
There's
water?
a lake, right?
No.
Oh, it's not actual water.
It was a river.
Yeah,
The river that was
river?
made of life magic that wasn't water.
it's not actually. Okay, fine. Then I'm
And
just
it's
gonna
also
use my action
quite
to,
a way
like,
away from here.
I'll do the chinchilla thing of like burying into the sand and becoming like covered in sand to get the fire off of me.
Very well, you do that. You are at the feet of this thing. Meeples and dragons are raiding. So I presume you run away.
Yes, I very much do.
Specifically
Meeples and
fine.
dragons, you bloody
Dragons.
champions! John the dragon is raiding. Guys, thank you so much for the raid. Throw your favorite raid emotes up in chat. Here's some people you may recognize, Fenway.
Familiar faces. I cradle
Shark,
my
shark,
1 HP
everyone.
as I run away. Okay,
Yeah.
I don't want to be here.
Valid. Throw your favorite raid emotes up in chat. Tell us what you have been doing, Meeples. What were you doing? Yeah, look who I found. Look who washed up. How you guys? What were you up to? How is your time zone? Yeah, what were you doing? Thanks for joining us, guys. This is Humblewood. We are in the plane of life. Actually, fun story, doing a follow-on, sort of narratively, for one of the characters who was on Meeples and Dragons when we had Jasper's Game Week, which was pretty bloody cool. We are tired, lol. We did some hardcore. Wow. Ooh, not dead yet. The sheep are here. Yes. Fenway and her 4 sheep buddies are all here, and we are raising money for the Trevor Project. So, if you have any amazing digital pennies in your charity wallet, please consider donating to the Trevor Project at our link here, donations. We every $5 dues puts you in the draw to win one of 2 copies of Thirsty Sword Lesbians, an excellent RPG that we are also running here on Tuesday night. And other donations go to influence things that happen in the game. For example, every $25 dues, we get a Wild Magic Surge. We just had one, and Julio, as you get where you're going, you're sort of panting out of breath, and then you notice that there are feathers sort of getting in your mouth as you're running, and this long feathery beard has grown out of your chin.
Okay. Nice.
You have, and this is true, you have a +1 to any wisdom checks you make for the next 10 minutes. Because you have a wizard beard made of feathers.
Okay.
Yeah. Anything
I
else?
stroke my feather beard and say, it appears I'm close to death here.
Yes, very close to death.
Yeah. That's my wisdom for the day.
I love it. Ereq, it is your turn.
I'm going to look at Julio's new feather beard and wonder why having feathers doesn't make me inherently wiser. And And
It will, but you don't currently. The mantis
then-
also is growing these feathers, this feathered beard. You all are. I was just going to do it as I got to you. You take 6 points of fire damage, which you half to 3 for
Okay.
being next to this flaming boy.
Cool. I am going to attack the flaming boy.
Smart.
Okay. Oh, that's a nat one.
Nat 1. Unfortunate. Does not. But then you don't get on fire as well, so that's okay. Or any more than you already were.
Yes.
Excellent. Anything else?
I'm going to. This is not the one that has been attacking Julio, is that right?
No. That's the other one. That's the big one.
Okay. I'm going to
It is 30 feet away
leave. Yep, I'm going to walk away from this one,
from you. Uh-huh.
and if I can, stand over Julio or
He is
next to it.
60 feet away from you. He has just run further.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go 50 to. If he ran further away from the elemental that engaged with him,
Yeah.
I'm going to stand in front of that one.
Yeah. You're going to cop an opportunity attack from one of them, which will hit. Reasonably confident a 21 will do that.
Yep.
Yes. For fuck's sake. 7 points of fire damage. Halved.
To 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
My D6s
great.
are not rolling well today.
Yeah.
The D20s are, but the D6s ain't. Otherwise, Julio would be
takes
dead a long
9.
time ago.
It takes 9 cold damage.
Takes 9. Very well.
And, yep, I'm going to stand...
In between it and... Yeah.
Yeah.
You get about 15 feet, so you're about halfway between it and Julio.
I have 50 feet of movement.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Julio
yes,
was
I see what
60
you mean.
feet. But you have to sort of go around it a little bit, otherwise...
No, I'm going to stand next
Oh, okay.
to the
so
the
you
fire
go and stand in
elemental.
front of it,
Correct.
blocking
Yeah.
its way. Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. You do that. It's gonna attack you then. Why not?
Great.
Because I think it's its turn now. Yeah, Toof's not doing anything. So it will attack you twice. A crit fail and a 12 plus 6, so 18.
Yep, that hits.
Very well. Hey! 12 points of fire damage.
Oh, okay.
Halved, obviously.
Yep. Excellent. This mantis has 3 hit points left. And it takes 8 cold damage.
8. Very nice. And then the other one is going to come after you as well.
Great.
Its movement has been reduced because it's been reduced, but it's still capable of keeping up because you didn't go your full 50. So it is going to attack you as well because it can't get to Julio. Does a 14 hit?
With my animated shield, that is my AC.
So I beat it, yes? Hit
Yes.
Equals
Yeah.
beats? Yeah. Good. The other one missed, but I got an 8 and a 4. For math, 9 halved.
Okay.
Which is exactly your hit points as I understand it.
Exactly. One extra. So, this flaming giant mantis shrinks down and turns black and grows feathers, but still has this fire shield up.
And the feathered beard, which is white. White feathers. So it had white feathers on its mantis face before, but now it shrinks back down, and the only thing that doesn't change about it, other than that it is on fire, is that it has a white feathered beard.
Great. Cool. And I did roll the damage there, which was... I can't see, but I did roll the damage.
Yep.
5 cold damage.
Cool. Right. Splendid. That's the fire elementals. Kesh. They are now both about 100 feet away from you, but eminently within range.
They are still eminently shootable, and I will shoot them.
Shoot them! Big one first.
Less ones, please, dice. 16?
A 16 does hit. Dead set. You actually have to roll a 1 to miss.
Cool, that is 13 damage plus musically 7. So 20 damage with that first shot.
Kesh, how do you do it?
Similar thing. I feel like my previous shots were they were glancing blows, like they were injuring it, but they weren't really hitting it like really solid. So I adjust my footing, I like squint my eyes a little bit, and then I'm just like, bam! And the arrow hits it right in the middle with like a little...
Same deal, just sort of punches through it, and then it's sort of, the flames turn black and then just dissipate. And once again, Ereq Ashborn is covered in ash. There is one left. It's looking very little, and it's starting to gutter.
I would like to shoot that one too.
Very well then.
Why half-ass this?
No.
13.
Kesh, you know what its AC is? 13. Equals beats. I told you, you have to roll a 1 to miss.
Yeah.
Damn. Fuck him up.
So 15 plus 1, another 1. So 16 points of damage to the little one.
16 on the little one. Alright, it's still up.
Oh, guys, I was so close to killing all
You
of
did not
them.
get 3 for 3. However,
Damn
it's
it.
Dahlia's turn.
Alrighty, so how far, you said they're a little over 100 feet away?
They were 100 feet away from Kesh. They are about 30 feet from you.
Oh, okay. I would like to,
Julio being about
I think-
60 feet.
okay. I think, Thorn Whip and do that.
Do it.
Does a 15 hit?
It does.
Amazing.
Roll them bones. Don't roll shit.
So 7 damage.
How do you do this?
Ah.
I
Nice.
I want to use the Thorn Whip to cut it in half.
Ooh.
And then as soon as it gets that kind of cut in half look for the fire, I guess, it dissipates.
I love it. I imagine this pink thorn rip just sort of wraps around it, and then as you pull back, it sort of slices through it, and the flames just sort of dissipate, sort of spreading out like a wave. And Ereq, the ash covers you again. Ereq and Julio and Dahlia are all on fire, so I will just roll that damage on Dahlia. 7 points of fire damage. But the combat is over, as the remaining fire elemental is destroyed. Good job. And Julio is on fire, but it is his turn.
I'm not on fire.
Oh, you
'Cause
put
I
yourself
put
out.
myself out.
You put yourself out, you have 1 hit point left, and you are out of danger. You're about as close as you can get to death.
Yeah.
Well, that was a lot.
Hi. Who are you?
So yeah, there is this little pink thing floating around above you.
Well, hi. Thanks for your help.
Oh, our pleasure. And you are?
I'm Dahlia. These are my friends. That's Toof.
Hello, I sheep friend.
Best
Hello.
sheep friend.
Best sheep friend. Good sheep friend. Where
And
other
only
sheep
Kesh
friend?
can hear that, correct?
Yeah. Oh, you can all hear it. You just can't understand it.
Yeah.
But Dahlia is speaking in common. And then she just kind of looks around, but she doesn't see her other sheep friends at the moment.
They
right?
ran. They were the ones who actually sent these guys to help you.
Yes.
Dahlia, if you make a perception check, you might be able to spot them.
Let's find out. Ooh, maybe. It's a possibility. Yes. 22.
You do. Yeah, from your vantage point a little bit up, Dahlia, you can spot one of the sheep is hiding in the nearest trees, which are a good distance away, but they have stopped moving further away. And yeah, you can see a sheep head sticking out, like observing. There is your little house was in a little grove of trees. However, when the fire all started, the trees ran away. So now you've got your little cottage is just standing in the middle of an open prairie with a few burnt tree stumps around it, but nothing else. I allow you to do any further customizations on your little domicile that you want. If there's a vegetable patch or whatever you like, it's very welcome to be there. Yeah, the other sheep start. You see the face sort of pull back, and yeah, it goes off to get its friends. Kesh, looking down, you notice a tickling on your chin. You too have grown a feather beard, as has this little pink creature that you are meeting. It looks like a little winged mapatch, but entirely in pink.
Fascinating. Is everyone all right? And I look around
will be
and...
in a bit.
Oh, okay. Do you need healing?
It's fine. I think the plane will take care of me. I just need to lie down, and Julio starfish is on the grass.
Okay. I wonder if these beards are permanent.
Julio,
I
you
mean,
heal
you're
6
looking at
points.
Kesh. Nice. It looks very good on you, Kesh.
Oh, thank you. Just a bit of a hard one to explain, but I love explaining hard things. Hi, and this is to the small pink sparkling match. Hi, I'm Kesh. I think you might be who Baranth said we should look for.
Baranth is a unicorn of your acquaintance, Dahlia, and he knows of your adventures on the material plane.
Okay.
Hello, I'm Ereq. Baranth also said that perhaps you might know of a place that we can rest. I hope it's not too presumptive, but and he kind of side eyes Julio. If you wouldn't mind.
For sure. It might be a bit small, but it holds myself and 4 sheep with plenty of room, so I'm sure we can fit you in there.
I mean, the sheep live outside, really. It's a house sized for Dahlia.
Sure. They might pretend to live outside. Definitely come inside.
The puppy eyes on those sheep.
It's the
Very
pet
well.
dog situation. You put them outside when you go to bed, and you wake up in the morning, and they've
And
all
they're in
just
the bed.
somehow
Yeah.
come
Yeah.
inside and curled up under the covers. And you're
How
like, how did you
weird.
get in here?
So, all right, we will retcon that there is a barn that is more person-sized. Okay, I like it.
Perfect. But you're more than welcome to stay and rest up at my cottage if you'd like.
Oh, that would be great. We could use a moment. It's been a day. It's really
I
been
can
a day.
I can tell.
Yeah, we're getting attacked
there's
by
a
fire and hills. Is that common?
hill.
In this part of the fire, of the life plane, yeah.
Do you mean the mountains?
Not the big guys, the small angry boys.
Oh, the small
Hills.
ones. Yes. They
Yeah.
they do get very angry and very aggressive.
Oh,
I apologize. That's probably my fault. I should introduce you to Hope, and I'm going to gesture to the slightly smaller fire elemental bird because I lost concentration on enhanceability.
Right.
I can make her, or I can try to make her go away, if you want. But she's always going to stay somewhat connected. But we don't mean any harm.
You don't need to make her go away. You're fine.
So, Dahlia, you are effectively a life elemental. This that you are being
Right.
introduced to is a fire elemental. This little fire phoenix is not quite the same kind of being as you, but comparable.
Right.
But clearly doesn't mean you harm.
Right. That makes sense.
I just wasn't sure because I know that the fire plane evidently seems to be wanting to invade. So I just wanted to let
Well-
you know that this is okay.
That happens every once in a while. She doesn't seem to mean me harm, so I'm not quite entirely worried about her at the moment.
Okay, thank you for your understanding.
she's generally quite well behaved.
Yeah, she's a bit wilder at the moment, but she's just a bit excited. There's suddenly a bit of a weird kind of energy to this place.
Yes, yes, there is.
Sometimes it happens.
Well, speaking of weird energy, I'm no sheepologist, but one of your sheep is not like the other. What's up with that?
He's the
Yeah.
best sheep friend.
Yes,
I'm sheep friend,
yes,
good
oh.
sheep friend, very friendly.
But
Okay.
very big mouth in a slightly unsettling way, and I don't mean to offend anyone by that.
I mean, we all have our faults.
Yes, really. I mean, I'm certainly not one to judge people for the size of their mouth or any other odd features. So,
You made it weird. You made it so weird.
yeah, Kesh.
Why is this my fault?
Yeah, Kesh.
As we talk, how many hit points did I gain back?
It hasn't been very long yet. I'm just gonna hang on. I don't know what's going on with the cameras. They're just slowly drifting away. So I think
no.
we will take a short breaklet, but I do need to say thank you very much for the raid, Lawright. How are you, my dear? Lilith, thank you for joining us. Bishop Blood, what? So yeah, we will go for a quick breaklet, back in 5 to 10. Hey, Omi. What a pleasant surprise to see you here. Happy little sexy little nerds, you. Well, that's fair. Yeah. and highly observant of you. Laura, thank you so much for bringing your lovely folks here. Happy time zone to you. We are raising money for the Trevor Project. We have a little campaign down the bottom of the screen called Dehydrated Genderqueers with Bladed Weapons. Please consider chucking a little donation there if you have any spare pennies in your digital wallets. We have an ! Donations link there. Bit low on the blood sugar. We'll be grabbing some food and lurking. Love it, Laurite. Take care, my dear. Laurite was with us on Tuesday night when we opened that charity donation link, and will be back with us next week for some more Teens in Space and then Thirsty Sword Lesbians. Yes, there's a lot with the Laurite this week. It's going to be fun. I'd share a donut with you, but my transporter is in the fritz. I blame Daria. I mean, look, I don't know.
Again, me? I did nothing this time.
Alrighty. So we'll have a quick break. Let's be back in 5 to 10. Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Except Omi. Fuck Omi. Nice.
Wow.
Beautiful.
As if the milk couldn't get any more disgusting. There it is.
Hold on. What, Brendan? Beautiful.
See, that's why I didn't want to fuck with it, Daria, because it's the same link. They couldn't hear a word. Because I'd muted my DM mic, and I just don't know why it's carrying through from.
Yeah,
break.
that's weird. That's
so I don't
weird.
want to fuck with it while I'm live. Yeah. So yeah, what you couldn't hear was the sound effects of
Oh, my talent going to waste.
this cow going. There you go. That's it. There you are. Hey, Mugborg the half-orc.
Cow's had a very rough night.
Yeah. Had a hard day. He's lost his brain, too. Now you can hear. Yes. So, is that the cow from the kitchen knife guy on YouTube? Maybe.
Anyway, going back to my spot now.
What did Omi? We're exploring the druid's backstory. She is looking for her to free her mentor of a nasty little curse, semi-inspired by Josh. Good. If it's the curse I'm thinking of, you're a monster. If I remember correctly, it's a wizard, a vampire, and some other thing, and we lost our other source of healing, and I'm on one spell slot. It'll be fine. What my players don't know is that the curse is tied to an entire hag coven and has their lair inside a dead rock. Wow. No, this is a different curse. Oh, okay. Excellent. One way or t'other, you monster. Cool. Alrighty. Well, guys. Yes, back in the wood. Not hags, they're suspiciously ugly.
Suspiciously
ugly, yeah. The others have a theory that everybody that is suspicious is either very attractive or very unattractive. Anybody who is like a 7 to a 4, not suspicious. All of the nice people and all of the villains have been like solid 10s or like very ugly.
Mm-hmm.
Just like in real life.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
That's why I'm
Yeah.
trustworthy.
But you're an 11 out of 10.
No, don't you do
kill
this.
me.
Don't you do this. You called me potato face once.
And you will hold this over my head for years now.
I will.
Wow.
I will.
I like that Daria's negging has gone so far that it's become just compliments and is still negging.
Yeah, you're
How
so
dare-
attractive. You're so good looking.
Can I not make a compliment to my friend anymore? What's going on?
Well, this would be the first time, Daria.
Wow. I'm breaking the rules on how hags are made. The mentor is very slowly being turned into one of them by semi-evil dead style, and the only way to break the curse is to kill the entire coven. That is sick. As in both, that's sick, dude. But also, that's awesome. She wasn't wrong, but it wasn't an insult. Aw.
Potatoes are great.
Yeah, alright. It's potato.
Potatoes are great.
Alright.
Particularly when you slit them open and you stuff them full of stuff. It's great.
Okay.
Brendan, calm down.
I didn't say that. That's Brendan. Dirty mind.
Fenway, like,
Probably hungry.
That seems descriptive.
Suspiciously so, yeah.
You could be an average and a bad guy. It's just not as consistent as hotness and uggos. Okay. Anyway. I'm Crisp and Crunch's favorite vegetable. Alright. So, you are in the life plane. No one's on fire anymore. Ereq put himself out before he took too much more damage.
Yes.
In fact, I think what happened is the fire just jumped off you and into Hope.
Yeah, great.
I think that's visually kind of cool. Alright. So, you are looking to have a rest, right?
Yeah. We can all cram into the tiny hut and chill.
So yeah, Dahlia's house is about 10 feet to a side, which is not minuscule, but it would be difficult for you to get in. Julio could probably get in without too much difficulty, but Ereq is not that short. If he wants to have a comfortable rest, the barn is probably the place to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And Kesh is what, like 4.5 feet tall?
Yeah, about that.
So twice as tall as the door?
I reckon I can squeeze in.
I just don't think there'll be
Okay,
any
well-
furniture inside for you.
It's fine. The three of you can cram into the little hut, and I'll just stay in the barn by myself and think about the way that my life has gone.
Should we be worried, Ereq? Are you all right?
I'm fine. I'm just on the plane of life on the same day that I fought 2 vampiric undead creatures who are potentially linked to my mother rapidly dying. So, that's how things are at the moment.
Well, try and have some rest.
Yes, I would like that.
And I will crawl in as dignified a manner as possible into the tiny house.
I cannot overstate how it's really not suited for Kesh. It's clearly quite a pleasant little cottage. It's very rustic but very sort of homely and yet comfortable for somebody of Dahlia's size. But Kesh, in the Lord of the Rings when Gandalf is standing in the Hobbit hole and he gets his head caught in the chandelier, it's very much that, but almost a little bit worse.
But I can get inside though, right?
Yeah.
You're going inside. Stop trying to prevent it from happening, Josh.
Yep. Omi has bought you a D4 bonus, Karen.
Ah, thank you, Omi. I will appreciate it immensely. Cool. I'm gonna kind of crawl inside and kind of sit down as neatly as one can. Because I want to get to know this strange mini map patch.
Very well.
What does the inside of the hut look like, out of curiosity?
Yeah, rustic cottage is what I'm imagining, unless Fenway has any other sort of thoughts on it. I think it looks like handmade, a lot of it. There are no craftspeople on the plane of life, really. If you want something, you grow it yourself. The trick is, if you grow it, it'll be alive and have opinions. So this one is constructed, and yeah, has the look of something that was built by somebody who had a vague idea of what they were doing. This is the first building you have seen here. Dahlia has built this in the last couple of years that they've lived here. Since they were on the material plane, they've taken some of the ideas from the material plane and sort of aped them, but don't really know what they're doing. So it's well done, as in by somebody who's not an idiot, knows what they're doing, or at least has a vague idea of what they're doing, but it's a beginner's. It's somebody who's doing something who's smart but not skilled. So it's a little rough. It's a pretty good approximation of a simple cottage. There's a fireplace, but it's not lit because there's absolutely no need for it. There is a table which has 5 legs, but one is shorter than the other 4, so it's a little wobbly, despite having more legs than needed. There is an armchair that is... It looks like a branch of a tree that was grown in a very specific way and then surrendered by the tree, and then had leaves strung between it in a similar manner. You know those IKEA chairs, the ones that are all just one big shape, and they're pretty bouncy and very comfy. It's one of those, but made of a single piece of tree that Dahlia presumably asked nicely for, and then made comfortable with a little hammock-like leaves in between it. There's a rug of woven reeds that is actually very well made. That's something that Dahlia is good at. And yeah, no, Josh, no. Yeah, there you go. How's that?
Is there a kitchen in this place?
Yes. Kitchen, no. More of a place to prepare food, but a specific room for it, not so much.
Then Julio will turn to Dahlia and say, if you don't mind, I'm a very good chef. I can cook us up something to eat as we replenish our strength.
Oh, sure. I mean, there's probably not a ton of things in the kitchen for food-wise, but you can definitely go in there.
I mean, everyone can cook something good with a lot of ingredients. It's when you don't have that much is when the real creativity begins, and he starts to potter around and look for spices and different stuff.
So everything that's in there is in there because Dahlia thought it might be needed for a kitchen, not because she actually needs to eat. She's a life elemental on the plane of life. She has the benefit of a good berry every day. She simply does not need to. So it's there for aesthetic reasons and nothing else. So there are some dried herbs and vegetables because they were fresh when she got them and hasn't done anything with them since.
Understandable. Well, I'll try to supplement with my chef's tools whenever I can, but I'll try to make those the thingies that give us food for the next day. Cooked treats.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, you mean hash browns? Is that what you're referring to?
Yes.
Dahlia absolutely can eat. She just doesn't need to. So, meanwhile, Ereq is outside in the barn, and the 4 sheep turn up.
Excellent.
And Ereq, the barn is actually more furnished than the house. It's furnished for farm animals, but it's very much furnished. There is a place for them. There's a large hay feeder. There are several large bales of hay, which aren't that uncomfortable to sit on. There is a water trough, and the sheep all come in looking a little bit like whoa, that was a thing. you don't speak sheep unless you cast a spell to allow yourself to do so. But one of them speaks in broken common.
Oh,
the one with
okay.
with a lot of burns on its fur and the upsettingly large mouth. Trots in going, "Hello! You sheep friend? I sheep friend."
Hello. Yes, I'm a sheep friend, and so is Hope. We're both sheep friends.
Good sheep friend. I sheep friend, not mimic. Bad. Mimic bad.
Yes. What even is a mimic? I wouldn't know.
I not know.
No.
I sheep friend, not mimic.
I can see that. I've seen this life healing magic work on my mates.
Yeah.
Does it seem to be working on any of these sheep?
Well, the others were not particularly badly injured. There was a few scorch marks. The sheep mimic, on the other hand, isn't looking too great, and does not appear to be regenerating in the same way as your friends do.
Okay. Do you mind if we gather some energy together and make you feel a bit better?
Fix hurt? Friend?
Yes.
Not mind. Like?
Okay, great. I'm going to cast Healing Spirit, which again I think is essentially Hope coming down and like wrapping, particularly now that she's a bit bigger, wrapping her wings around a space, in this case Tooth, and doing a bit of healing for him.
Cool. Basically, yeah, the full minute can elapse. How many do you want to give him? How many do you want to keep for yourself?
I am going to give him 4. So let me roll those. A 1, 2, and a 3, and a 4.
Hey, look. That's
so 10.
10, yeah.
And
that's a lot healthier than he was.
Yeah. And 2 dice for me, which is 4.
Much better. Thank you, sheep friend.
Thank you,
okay. Sheep friend.
Is your
Much
name Sheep Friend?
Toof. I Toof. Dahlia
Toof.
call. I not have name. Dahlia make.
Wow, it's a very good name. I hold out my. I think, is this the first time that handshakes have come up?
Sure.
I don't know what is the customary greeting, but I will hold out my wing hand.
You're gonna love it. You're gonna love this. The tongue snakes out of the mouth of this sheep.
Of course.
And wraps around your hand to sort of grip you a bit. And you shake his tongue. And you make a face like it feels great.
Nice to meet you, Tooth. Do I take any acid damage from that?
No.
Okay, good.
Literally healing him, he wouldn't do that. I feel like they have barbs on their tongues.
That's upsetting.
Too many details.
They can literally change their shape as they will, so yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, Tooth shakes your hand, and the other sheep in no way are bothered by Tooth's obvious non-sheepness.
Do I have any concept of what a mimic is?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Make me a nature roll. It's not a particularly high check.
Sure.
Of the group, you would be the one who would be likely to know what a mimic is.
I rolled a natural 1, so 7.
Wow. No, never heard of it.
Yeah. Okay.
You could probably guess, but you probably assume it's an elemental thing.
Yeah.
But the name mimic seems to indicate something that pretends to be something else, which it clearly is.
Yeah. But I haven't heard of mimics as a concept, so
No.
I will assume that mimics are a life elemental thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
do
the
you
other
play
ones...
cards?
What languages do you speak?
I
speak Druidic, don't you?
Druidic,
Yeah.
and Auran and Ignan.
Okay. So, you don't understand them, but the other sheep come in and start barring at Tooth.
Mm-hmm.
And you get that, whilst you do not understand them, you do infer from Druidic that they are talking to him.
Yeah.
That these are not, and it's worthy to note, Ereq has never seen a sheep. You probably assume these are all life-plane things.
Yeah. I mean, I will try to introduce myself to them as well.
Yeah. Tooth would turn and say, "Friend sheep ask, what name?"
Oh, I'm Ereq, and this is Hope.
Hope. Ereq. I Tooth. And yes.
And your friends? What are their names?
Fuck.
You initiated this.
I did.
Yeah.
I did.
Should have seen this coming.
Yeah.
Also,
I
did you
hand out my
discuss?
hand to all of them and anticipate a big weird
course.
tongue.
And you
I
are
have a
signally disappointed. Yeah?
Josh, did you explain to us the difference between us as humble folk and the sheep? Because there are servants. Are they like supposed to be like servants?
Yep.
Okay.
They're not
So they're
servant.
like, for us, they're humanoids, kind of.
No, sorry. These are... I don't...
They would
I
probably
don't
be closer
follow.
to Jabines for us, wouldn't they?
Well, I mean, they would be in our category of being then.
In
yes?
terms of size, yes. In terms of intelligence, no.
So, a buck is like strong and smart, and sheep are not.
Yeah, the sort of... I think Bishop Blood puts it well, actually. Weird, fluffy, devolved servants.
Okay. Like monkeys and us. We're kind of similar. Okay.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. Though the similarity is even less pronounced because these walk on four legs and and do not appear to have language. That these ones are Ereq talking to Ereq, or at least trying to, is unusual. They are talking, yes. Their names are Floof, Wooly, and Down.
Right.
There you go. And yes, Floof, Wooly, and Down. Floof comes up and gently takes your claws in her teeth. And nice to meet you. And just bars at you.
Yeah. I will bar back. Because I assume that's a life-plane greeting.
It tilts its head at you like, the fuck? And looks a little confused and says something to Tooth, and Tooth says, "I not know. He not from here."
Aww.
Yeah. And I think we'll cut inside.
Yeah.
Unless Brendan has any specific questions he wishes to ask of the sheep. I didn't want him to feel left out.
Backstories.
Yeah. Well, they can give you their full backstories. Tooth will tell you. We come here. We come with Dahlia. She protect. She friend. We long time here. But not from here.
None of you are from here.
Not sure where from, but not here.
Interesting.
Our place darker.
Okay. Okay.
Ooh, that's rough. That's sus.
People like you there.
Oh,
Not see bird people here.
so you saw people like me there.
Where from? Yes.
Okay. Okay. Good.
Things are so
Well-
much clearer now.
Yes. Great. I'm just going to. Do you mind if I just sit and meditate?
You friend, you stay. Sit. We get hay.
Great. Okay.
And the mimic brings you a massive pile of hay to eat, wrapped in its tongue. So sort of puts it down in front of you, daintily, like, there you go. Have fun with that. Sleep well.
I mean, being a bird, I will probably turn it into a blanket to nest in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Julio, Kesh, and Dahlia, if you are still with us, Fenway, you are there, inside. Kesh sitting, I think, probably cross-legged on the floor.
Yes,
Otherwise, you
absolutely.
bang your heads on the roof.
I'm not going to risk a chair in here.
No. Julio, you are in the kitchen area, making stuff.
Trying my best. Yeah,
Yeah.
trying my best. Yeah, preparing what I can.
It is well equipped, but absolutely no food in it, really. So you're essentially just, there's some dried mushrooms.
Okay.
You can supplement your rations a bit, but not a lot.
Sure. I think for Julio, it's more of an interest of how things like feel here, because for him, cooking is one of the ways he like interacts with the world, and to see if there's like any difference to how like smells appear or what ingredients there are and such. For him, it's more of an experience than the results-oriented process right now.
Sure. Cool. Yeah. You make some. I don't know. I am uncertain. You make some delicious treats.
As I put them in front of Kesh and Dahlia, I'll turn to Kesh and say, "Well, I'm feeling better. How are you doing? Did you get hurt in the fight?"
No.
No, I'm fine. That is the advantage of getting to stand back and attack things. I don't have to
that's pretty
stab it in the back and get set on fire.
Hey, sometimes you just have to stab a fire. What?
It was very metal. Like I was watching it, I could hear like the drums and the guitar shredding in my head.
Thank you.
Actually, because I just rewatched Stranger Things, I'm just like, yes, the scene where Eddie's on top of the trailer playing Master of Puppets.
That is pretty cool. I would agree. Julio puffs just a little bit and says, "Well, we're staying here for the night then."
Is night a thing here? Do we have day and night in the kind of live play? Is that a thing?
Did we see a sun?
There is no sun. There are clouds, but no sun. I don't know where Fenway has gone, but Dahlia would say no, not as you would know it. She has been to the material plane, so she knows what you're talking about. But yeah, there is no sun here. Everything sort of just passively gives off a bit of light. In here, it is slightly dimmer than outside, only because there's no glass in the windows, but there are window holes, and light is coming in through them. But the things that this house is made of are not alive, and therefore do not give off that same passive light.
Uh-huh. Okay, well, with Kesh, I think it would be good for us to take 6 to 7 hours of rest. I need to get my patches of fur back in, and also Ereq has been not so subtly mentioning that we fought vampires and got here on the same day like 5 times. So I assume he would want some
I feel like
rest.
he needs some downtime, you know.
Yeah.
And thank you, Dahlia, for letting us in. Baranth was not like super positive about places we could stay for a while that would actually be safe. Apparently, everything here is alive and might kill you.
It's more that there aren't very many places to be. Caves and the like would probably eat you, so yeah. But you can stay here as long as you like.
Well, how far are we from the mountains now, do you think?
About a day. Why are you trying to get to the mountains?
We need to find a winter blossom flower.
Oh. Gosh, well, that's going to be challenging. The mountains don't like it when people walk on them.
Well, Baranth said we should try and climb it while it was asleep.
That's wise.
We are kind of banking on the fact that one of them will fight as they fight out there, win, tire themselves out, and maybe like get to like a food coma nap after it eats the other one. We're not sure how mountain biology works, but it's kind of our best chance.
Can you bribe a mountain?
Oh, probably. They don't like for much, but you could offer them something to eat.
Hash browns.
Wait.
Give them a hash brown.
I do not believe they will appreciate a hash brown. However, they eat other rocks, right? What if we kite one of those angry hill boys closer to the mountain? They love chasing Ereq.
That could work. Better might be...
Ereq is not here, but I assume he'd be all over that idea.
You'd be so enthusiastic.
Better might be something else, though. I mean, you said the hill tried to eat your friend. Ah, there she is. I will stop being Dahlia, then.
Sorry about that. I had to go take care of something real quick.
Not a problem.
We were proposing... Well, Julio was proposing, this isn't Kesh's crazy idea, that we feed a hill to a mountain so it will be cool and stuff and let us have a winter blossom.
No love for me tonight. Fenway, do you see what I have to deal with in this group? It's ruthless.
Yeah, Daria always gets bullied by the three of us.
Yeah.
It's very sad.
Sad. Yeah. So, yes, Dahlia has proposed. Well, it was Julio proposed sort of. I think it was Kesh. Sorry, who said, "Could we bribe it?" And what has occurred to Dahlia is the best way to bribe a mountain would be with something that it likes to eat. Offering to feed it, and Julio has suggested feeding it a hill. They don't need to eat. So you'd really want to feed it something it would want to eat. And what occurs to Dahlia is something elemental.
Hope. KFC.
Earth elemental, not fire, though.
So we need an earth elemental to feed to a mountain.
Yes.
How do we get one of those?
Well, I mean, I know I'm not sure if you're familiar with them, but there's a Earth node that's a few hours away from here, but it can be kind of hard to find because, as I'm sure you figured out quite quickly, everything is alive here, so it's always moving.
Right. And would it could we lure an earth elemental through the node, or would we have to go in there and get it? 'Cause
There might well be one in the node, or you might be able to take the node.
Sounds dodgy. I don't trust it.
Let's do it.
Mechanically, you are aware that the planes are not just bordering on all of each other, but also those borders move and shift. That doesn't necessarily mean bits don't get left behind. So, a life node, like all of the elemental planes, are just littered with nodes of other elemental planes. Much more so, they are much more common here than they are on the material. Which is fun information to possess. So that sounds like a good plan. So you have a long rest?
Yes, we do.
Nighttime isn't really a thing here. The sun does never go down. Julio and Kesh instantly heal. Yes, Brendan?
Do we get back our thingies from shortened HP as well?
You would, yes. Well, so does Ereq.
Sorry, get back. Oh, yes. No, I was just going to say that after about what feels like 30-ish minutes, Ereq will probably go back over to the cottage and try to look through a window or something and
there's a giant
ask
outside.
what is going on.
I mean, if Kesh can fit in, Ereq could probably get inside. It would be rather cramped with all four of you in there.
I will knock. Hello. It feels like we've been here for a while. What's the plan? Are we going to stay for longer?
Well, a kind of interesting concept has developed, you could say, that essentially we could bribe the mountain by feeding it an earth elemental.
Huh.
Which, according to our new friend Alia here, there is an earth node, not only a few hours away, and there might well be one hanging around. So if we're able to capture it and give it to the mountain, which sounds a bit weird, but, rolling with it, it might just give us the flowers we're looking for.
Okay. If we can find an appropriate conduit at the Earth node, I might be able to pull in an elemental myself.
Oh, how?
Keeper things, tender things.
Those tender things.
Gotta treat them tenderly.
Yes.
A little tenderness. Elementals love that romantic crap.
I mean, I've been studying the summoning recipes that we found from the bird cult, and thinking about safer ways of bringing in smaller elementals under my control. So if we're okay with the inherent risks that may pose, if we're talking about feeding a mountain an elemental anyway, this might be a way to do it, but I would need to get something from the plane of Earth or adjacent.
My only question about this is, suppose we have an elemental of Earth and we bring it to the mountain. Do mountains talk? Because Ereq could talk to the grass, but he needs a special spell of talking to grass. I don't think we have a spell for talking to rocks.
Weird question, Dahlia, but can you talk to rocks?
I don't know, DM, can I?
No.
I can talk to them, but they don't talk back to me.
What would happen here if you fed a decent sized earth elemental or something very powered by earth elemental magic to the mountain would be obliged to go to sleep. It's almost like it would put it to sleep because it would take an awful lot of energy for it to digest something that is differently elementally aligned. So Dahlia can explain that.
Yes, in flourished words and acting it out, she will explain that to you.
So it's less of a bribing and more putting it to snooze after a good meal. I'm down with that.
Oh, it's a kind of bribery, I suppose.
It's like a warm glass of milk, but for a mountain.
Yeah.
Just picturing the mother mountain, just like, oh, honey, you having trouble sleeping? Let's get you a nice warm rock elemental. That'll help you go to sleep.
So a lullaby does, in fact, come into this play. Let's go.
Exactly.
Look, if you want to sing to the mountain, I'm sure nobody's going to be able to stop you. Dahlia, those elementals that we fought, are those a common occurrence here? Should we be preparing to fight more of them potentially?
Not particularly common.
Not particularly, but I mean, you can always prepare, but I can't guarantee that preparation will mean that they will still come to fight.
Normally,
Yes.
normally Dahlia would probably flee, but she had to protect her sheep friends. Otherwise, she wouldn't have
Yes.
bothered. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also,
and
Dahlia,
Tooth was not fleeing.
you have been gifted a D4 bonus
Ooh, that's
to
fun.
utilize. So the whenever, if you want to, at some point on a roll, you can add a D4 to it. Hey, Tony. Cool. So sounds like you guys have a plan. Do you want to take a long rest?
Yes.
Yes, please.
So Ereq, you can use hit dice to heal, and your hit point maximum does reset.
So, does my hit point maximum reset first, and then I heal up
Yes.
to that?
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah. All right.
You can heal yourself to full.
All right. Well, I'm gonna heal myself, before I go to sleep.
So you use magic and then you hit dice to heal yourself. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very well.
Yeah. I'll
Julio
figure
and
that out.
Kesh, your hit points and spell slots regenerate, as does Dahlia's, obviously.
We are refreshed as if we were in the spa. Our skin is clear, our fur is glistening in the morning.
Your
and
hearts are
we're
pure.
good.
Yep.
Yes.
And Julio.
Gosh, it feels good to be on the life plane.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
So much life.
And Ereq comes out of the barn covered in hay.
Ah.
Well, are we ready? Julio's like bouncing up and down with his little backpack.
Dahlia, I stay. Look after sheep friends.
Are you sure, Tooth?
You wanna come?
You can come.
I can come. I come.
Okay.
Cool. Tooth's coming with you.
Just rolling with this situation. I will crawl out of the cottage and crack my back.
Dahlia, you would know that Tooth doesn't heal on this plane.
That might change things.
Can I heal him?
But you could have healed him before you went to sleep.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Would
If
you
you
have
have-
found that that Tooth was already mostly healed?
He wasn't mostly healed.
Oh, no.
You'd healed 10 of the 50 he'd taken. He has 58 hit points. He's not a weakling, but he was on 8. And then you brought him up to 18. He appreciated it, but it was only 1/5 of the total damage he'd taken.
No, that's fair.
But I imagine the application of 9 levels of druid worth of hit points. Oh no, Dahlia isn't full blood druid, is she? You're muted.
Can't hear you.
Maybe if I brought my microphone down, it might help. I'm not full-blooded druid. I'm only a little over half. I'm 5 levels out of 9.
It's druid rogue, isn't it?
It is, yes.
Ooh,
but I also, very much so, it's fun. I also have something, don't know where it went. There was something at one point that I wanted to do, but I don't remember what it was. That's okay. I'll figure it out.
Bishop Blood, gaunt, dishevelled, dripping with sludge sweat. Oh, Tar Lord, what has been done to you?
How the mighty have fallen.
Yeah. Cool. So, Tooth is up and raring and ready to go. Looking even fluffier than normal. Ereq, probably the same, but it's not good when he does it. The beards, the feather beards have disappeared during the night. So
what a shame.
as has your +1 wisdom, unfortunately, but there we go, never mind. Yes, you head out. As you travel, the terrain shifts, seemingly at random and never with any relationship to the temperature or apparent season, which remains calm and apparently high summer. Woods give way to expansive grassland prairies dotted with creatures both familiar and strange. Herds of huge quadrupedal lizards mingle with prowling felines and slowly ambling hedgerows. No, not that one. That one. Can I get a D3 in chat, please? Because I have a random encounter prepared. No. Tony, without the eye. Thank you kindly. Ooh, number 3. Excellent. Very well. Can I get a perception roll, please? From everyone.
Ooh, let's beep.
Use your peepers. This is the bullet. Take you, Tony.
17 for Kesh.
Big 12.
A big 12.
25.
25!
Nice.
Dahlia, can you do better than 25?
No, but I can match 25.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Nice.
2 25s and a 17. All right. So, Dahlia, I think because you are... No, I think Ereq because he's not. Ereq, you notice a small creature following the group as you make your way through some very high grass. This is sort of just... Not high so much as just... It's grown out. It's very long. But it's probably... Ooh, this would be the reason you spot it, because the others aren't tall enough to see over the grass. Although Dahlia is probably flying. And yeah, you can see something is following you. Similar in form to the large elementals of yesterday. Essentially a vaguely humanoid star shape of flowing energy, but this one is only about 2 feet tall. It's only really easy to spot because it's glowing. It is, however, not burning. It is glowing with a soft yellow-green hue.
Dahlia, Tooth, what is that?
Do I know what it is?
It is a life elemental. Not one of the different sort of odd little kinds of them, like a pixie or whatever. This is a true blue, actual life elemental.
That's a life elemental. I guess you probably wouldn't have seen them before, so Yeah. The life
It's-
elemental.
A very little one.
It's very tiny.
Ah, does
Okay.
it like food?
I think so. I don't really know. Elementals don't really eat or have to eat, so most of the time they don't because they just forget about it. But
Can I use my sleight of hand to leave a couple of crumbs of a hash brown?
You can, absolutely. Are you just going to sort of continue on and pretend like nothing's different and you're not being followed by a
Yep,
little
I'm
life
like,
elemental?
oh, it slipped out of my hand. Oops. Oh, well.
20, a filthy 20 to subtly, not subtly feed this life elemental. Yeah, now that you're all watching for it, yes, the little life elemental very much does sort of gingerly creep up to this this little pile of hash brown crumbs and, yeah, avails himself of them, or themself, it's hard to make out gender, on essentially a glowing starfish.
Should we be concerned, Dahlia, or should I be concerned? Is my presence here a threat to it?
Dahlia, this is a youngster, probably a child, and the parents don't normally leave them be.
I mean, I don't think you really have to be worried about your elemental for those reasons. I think we all might have to be a little worried because the parents don't usually let them be. It's just a baby, just like a very small baby.
Just a baby.
Oh, do we met a baby elemental once? Does this look like the steam method?
Not really. I was like, oh yeah, you did, didn't you? Yeah. Yeah, not really, but that was a very different kind of elemental.
Okay.
As in it was differently aligned. So, yeah, not really is the answer. But you know
Okay.
that fire elementals can have a fairly varying sort of size and shape and feel to them.
And we also saw starfish life elementals in the older hut before.
You did.
Yes, I did.
Julio did, I
When?
think.
Oh, yeah, Julio did. I guess that's yeah. So I will whisper to Ereq and the crew like, yeah, these shapes I've seen them in the older heart. When I was getting my Pope ceremonial vibes and stuff, they appeared and kind of gave me a high five, and it was very cool.
Okay.
Oh, it's not a threat, I suppose.
Oh, it's just a baby. Look at him, so cute. Can we keep him?
You're at a distance right now. Are you going to go closer?
I'm not.
I'll turn around and assess if I look straight at this little creature. Does it shy away?
How far away would you be? It would not probably have gotten more than 20 feet close to you. If you
I'm not
left
gonna
the
approach.
hash brown, it would have snuck up to it, but you would have had to sort of hide a little bit to see what it did.
Yeah, I'm not gonna approach until it sees us observing it, I think.
Yeah, it would see it's definitely watching you. So if it sees you looking back, it sort of immediately and when it determines you haven't gotten any closer, it doesn't stop watching you.
Okay, what I'm gonna do is I'll tear off a little piece of the hash brown and I'll summon Mage Hand, and I will summon kind of a copy of my hand but disembodied, and push it closer to the thing. So I'm staying far away, but it
Hansel
sees
and
me
Gretel
bringing
it to
something.
you. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. It gingerly. Can you make me, Julio, a persuasion check?
Yes, I can. I'll guidance myself too, and I have
Smart.
a D4.
You do. Wow, you want this? Okay, I love it.
I want this. I am a single father now.
God dang tree pokes. All the same.
Father of a thing that definitely still has parents who are around and looking for
No,
it.
it doesn't.
23.
No, it. Wait, no, I'm not done. I'm not done. It's 31.
You're burning your that D8 that bonus. All
Yeah.
right.
It loves me.
Just desperate for affection, any affection.
Listen, this is Julio's middle-age crisis. Okay, he changed jobs. He now has a child.
And if he's a pope, he's never going to have a child of his own.
See? Yeah, but I'll like gingerly get it as close as I can get it, and I'll try to like pet it if it allows me.
It does sort of, yeah, I mean 31, did you say? Yeah. You eventually manage to coax it into eating out of your hand, and you hear it as it approaches. It sees Dahlia hanging out with you guys, and that does help a bit. It certainly ameliorates the presence of Hope, who is sitting on Ereq's shoulder, this little thing goes, "Who you?"
In common?
No. But Julio, you understand it.
I'll whisper back.
It has slightly the feel of being spoken to by the old heart.
Yeah. I'll say we're friends. A big relative of yours sent us.
Kesh, you also understand, as does Dahlia. Kesh and Dahlia fully understand. Julio is only getting snippets. Ereq, you're probably getting about 1 word in 4. It's speaking Sylvan. But it's because of its nature is that Julio can understand it. So Kesh, Kesh and Dahlia, what it actually says is, "Who are you?" But that's not what Julio understood. Friends of a relative. It says, "Seeking parent." And Kesh and Dahlia, you hear, "I'm looking for my dad."
Aww. We'll help you.
He's in danger.
Can you lead us to it? To the danger, to where your dad was?
Not sure. Tells run. I don't know where he is. He told me to run. So I ran. Then I saw you.
How big is he compared to me?
He is 2 feet tall.
So he's bigger than me. So even though he's bigger than me, I would like to try and just like hug him as best I can.
You're flying, so you totally can. Yeah.
Okay.
It's an interesting thing. He is not fully corporeal. There is a center to it, but your hands, definitely your arms, as you go to hug him, go into his substance a little bit. There's definitely firmness in there, but it's not.
Okay.
It's like you're hugging the skeleton of the thing. You're not hugging a skeleton, do not worry, but
it's a little strange, but okay, that's cool. Doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt or anything, right?
No.
Okay.
It's so elementals. This is an explanation mostly for Fenway. Elementals in my world are pure elementals, which is what this is. Are essentially an extension of the plane of which they are from. Elemental beings like Dahlia are one step removed from that. They are more independent. They are fully sentient themselves. They have their own soul, essentially, but that soul will immediately blip straight back to the plane when they die, and rejoin with it, becoming one with the plane. So, yeah, your soul is essentially a little shard of the life plane itself. But while you are alive, you are independent, corporeal, and fully sentient. This little guy, if the plane wanted, it could speak through him.
Got it. That's cool.
It's unusual for elementals to reproduce, and you would know that they don't do it the way mortals do.
Good to know.
It's entirely possible that its parent is its only parent.
As Dahlia is comforting the little guy, Julio will turn to Kesh and say, "Do you think we can find the trail of the dad? Do you think we can find them?"
Maybe.
What is it looking for? Its father.
It's lost its parent. They got told to run by aforementioned parent.
Well, if it can name an animal or a plant that is near where it thinks its parent was, I could track it.
That would be good.
Yeah.
Dahlia, could you ask it?
I mean, Kesh can ask it. She can speak Sylvan.
Yeah.
Yeah, either of you
Oh
can.
yes, this is a thing you can do now.
Oh yeah.
It would probably make more sense if Dahlia asked it.
Yeah. We don't freak it out with the weird, Earth plane, oversized map patch talking to it.
You called Dahlia?
I am. That is my name.
I Hemital.
It's good to meet you. These are my new friends. The people I have made friends with, and that is Toof.
And Toof, tongue comes out and gives it sort of a hi.
Not upsetting at all.
Just a little bit of sheep horror.
Is
Yeah,
its
there is-
tongue hand-shaped? If
It
can...
flattens it out like a naan bread for a salute.
Like a naan
Not
bread.
naan bread. That was
Yeah, just
needlessly
ruin
detailed.
naan bread.
Yeah, thanks.
Big old Turkish bread, just...
Oh, ruin Turkish bread. Ruin any bread.
Yeah,
Josh.
come on, continue listing
Any
breads that we
flatbreads.
like.
Flattened white bread.
Yeah. A communion wafer. There you are.
Oh, you can ruin that one. It's fine.
Yeah. it's thicker than that, though.
It's already been ruined.
It's meatier.
Yeah.
All right.
It was never good to begin with.
I'll take all your bread. All right. Yeah. Yeah. So, you are asking for a description of the thing that is chasing his father.
Yes.
No. No.
A name.
It needs to be... I can track a plant or an animal. So if it saw a specific kind of plant or animal where its father was, I can find it that way.
Thing chasing big animal.
Is it? What color is it?
Gray. Has big dome head. And lizard. Walk 2 legs. And Brenda's like, I know exactly what this is.
A T-Rex?
No, big domed head.
Domed?
Oh.
Small front arms.
A T-Rex?
It's a Pachycephalosaurus.
Oh,
my
cool.
God.
Something
Yeah,
ludicrously specific.
I'm not
Dahlia.
a nerd. How would I fucking know that? I know one dino.
How are you not a nerd? You're literally
You just
playing
watched
D&D.
Jurassic Park.
I love how Fenway knows me for 2 hours and is surprised. How are you not a nerd? Not
She's
as-
lying
not-
as
not-
well, she's lying,
Yeah,
Fenway.
no.
She is absolutely a nerd.
I resent that. I'm so cool.
Okay,
I'm
first of
sorry.
all,
Possible to be
ouch.
both.
Who
Yeah.
says nerds aren't cool?
Yeah. Stranger Things has changed this now. We're cool now.
Yeah.
I'd
I
argue
like
they were
that.
always cool. Just
Yeah.
some people were late to the party.
I liked nerd shit before it was cool.
Okay.
So yeah, it describes a Pachycephalosaurus reasonably well. It doesn't
On
have a name for
scale
that.
of 1 to the most terrifying dinosaur to ever exist, where does this one fall?
Probably about a 6. Fairly
6.
heavy-duty creatures, but nowhere near a T-Rex,
Okay.
mechanically.
So not the worst thing we could possibly encounter.
No. Can you, anybody who would be listening for it or awake for it, make me a perception check. Anybody who is physically touching the ground gets advantage.
Let's go.
Okay.
That's good because I rolled a 2.
But what a skilled way of saying, hey, everyone
and then
except
a
for Dahlia
3.
gets advantage.
I don't know, she might be standing on the ground.
I got an 11.
An 11.
Nice.
I am standing on the ground and just like talking to or sitting in front of this life
Sure.
elemental. I got a 27.
27.
Nice.
All right.
Yeah,
my
so everyone
24.
except Kesh.
Yeah. So, actually, it does make sense that Dahlia notices this because she's the smallest. So when you feel tremors in the ground, it's probably the most apparent to the smallest person. Like, she's actually, like, bouncing. Whereas the rest of you are like, I can feel a slight tremor. It's a doomph, doomph. And then I imagine you sort of flit up and about 150 feet away, you can see a medium-sized, not sauropod, a medium-sized dinosaur, two-legged dinosaur. It's more of a hadrosaur-looking thing, but rather than the traditional, long horn on the back of a hadrosaur, this one has a domed head, like a massive helmet, essentially, on it, ringed with spikes. And it is head down, rushing through the grass, chasing something.
I found it.
Nailed it. Amazing. Good
Is
work.
it rushing towards us or past
It's sort
us?
of parallel, sort of in front of, in a line
How
in front
far?
of you. About 150 feet.
I'll just start booking towards it.
Very well.
Trying to intercept.
Can I shoot it?
You may.
Because at the very least, it'll come this way, right? And then it'll be closer, and we can.
That is a
Stuff.
true thing that you have observed. Yep.
28.
It is a hit, Kesh. Are you doing fire or necrotic?
That
Fire
question is
seems
actually relevant now.
Yeah.
Let's do fire because
Uh-huh.
if it is a life elemental, the fire will piss it off more.
Yeah, cool. I mean, you'd think that, like, death being the opposite of life, but
Yeah, but the fire elementals are the ones that are currently being a pain in the ass. So
sure. I mean, yeah, cool. You do that. Roll me some damage then.
that is 12 points of damage.
Yeah. So it takes 12 points of damage. The arrow lances into its side, above its hip. So it's got these really big, chunky back legs, and it sort of lances into one of those, and it squawks, and the long grass is obscuring the thing it was chasing, though you can see the grass sort of parting in front of this thing, keeps running, but the dinosaur stops, turns, and charges straight at Kesh.
Oh,
Kesh,
good, it's coming this way.
you have mechanically 12 seconds. Julio
cool, I
has
can-
6 because he's about halfway there.
Well, I'm gonna shoot it again.
Smart. I will then throw it out to everybody else. 21 to hit, yes.
That is 13 points of damage.
More fire damage.
Yes.
Okay, very well. It is other people's turn now. Dahlia, Ereq, Julio.
Can
I have
ask
something.
Kesh-
Oh, go on.
Oh, go ahead. You're good. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. I have something long range, dissonant whispers.
Ooh.
I'll try to do that.
Okay, yes.
So it's a wisdom save.
A wisdom save for the Pachycephalosaurus. Not
It doesn't have a
famously
beard, does
wise
it?
creatures. And it does not have a feathery beard. It got a 7, so probably not.
Noise. Yeah, I'm gonna make some psychic damage.
And the dinosaur just sort of starts shaking its head a little bit as it's charging right past you, Julio.
Well,
it just
not
sort of
quite,
Uh-huh.
because it's failed. It has to use its reaction to move away from me. So I'm giving us more time to shoot it from distance.
I love it. So what do these whispers sound like to it?
Okay. Well, I think it's just his mom saying how much she's disappointed. I don't know what dinosaurs hate hearing.
I love it. I think that's excellent. All right.
It's just
14,
a car. a
14
diesel car.
14 points of psychic damage on this dinosaur. And
Wow,
it
his mum must have been a real asshole.
comes screeching to a halt right in front of you and sort of starts trying to bat away at the sounds it's hearing in its stupid dinosaur skull. Brandon, Dahlia, do you have anything to add to this as it's sort of shaking its head, trying to sort of get this out of its head?
I'd like to cast Entangle.
Entangle.
Cool.
I love it. Alrighty, throw an entangle at it. It's a dex save?
Strength save.
Strength save. I got a 19 on the dice.
Idea, but yeah, that'll make it.
The
19
vines
on the dice.
start wrapping around its legs, but it rips itself free. And Ereq, do you have anything to add to this before we go?
I'm going to try to help that entangle. Inspired by yesterday seeing Dahlia attack things, I'm going to cast Thorn Whip at it to try to add to this pile of vines.
Love it. In which case, you can have two choices here, Brendan. You can either do the damage, or I'll roll with disadvantage on the save.
Roll with disadvantage.
What's the number I need, Dahlia?
15.
Oh, I got a 14.
Nice.
Yo!
He is. Yes. It looks like it's getting out of. It's managing to untangle itself, and then another vine joins the others, and Ereq lashes it down. Ereq and Dahlia, the druid pair, just tie this thing down. It's screeching in mental anguish as arrows rain down upon it. What do you do? It is sort of stuck in place. Yeah, what are you going to do?
Do we have more actions?
Yeah, it can't do anything, so it's kind of stuck there.
How long is it? How long is it likely to remain stuck there?
It looks pretty entangled, to be honest. And it probably pretty disincentivized from coming after you guys. It's got some very unpleasant words being said in its head, and it looks like it's just trying to get away.
Because we are a little like pinched for time. So
Yeah.
we could just
Let it go.
let it this be the end of its torment for the
Yeah.
day.
Dahlia, are these things naturally occurring? Would it be a bad thing if we just sat here and whipped it to death while it's trapped?
I mean, I think inherently that would be bad for anything. But I don't think that is a horrible idea in this instance, though.
Well, I'll
You
follow
should
your
have
lead.
been a Tyrannosaurus.
You're just like your father.
Yeah, if it was a Tyrannosaurus, it wouldn't have been. It would have been entangled.
Yeah,
It
no.
would have been strong enough to
well,
free itself.
I'm very close to it. Does it seem aggressive, or does it seem like it
No,
will
it
run
looks
away
like
when
it's scared.
Okay, then I'll turn to the others and say, I don't think it's gonna attack anymore. And if it does, I'm looking at you. And I back away with 2 daggers out.
It makes a sort of a fearful bellow and yeah, rears away from you like, nah, not that. Anything
Yeah,
but
that's
whatever
what I
you
fucking
are.
thought.
I think it's appropriately intimidated. So, given that we are on something of a time-sensitive mission, I think we could just
Yeah.
leave it. It's gonna be busy for a while.
It does feel cruel.
That's true.
I mean, the spell wears off after a minute.
Yeah, so we can just bust tail out of here and then hopefully it doesn't find us.
And yeah, actually, Ereq, tugging on your wing, is Hematal, and he's pointing, and he says a bunch of things that you don't understand, and then he said, "You catch parent," and he's pointing, and
Let's take this little one to its father, yes?
the parent
Yes.
you can see is on a small hill, a little ways off, up a tree, looking at the entire thing.
Give it a wave, you know.
What does the parent look like? Is it just a bigger starfish made of light?
Essentially, a bigger starfish. It has, however, got a bag over its shoulder, like a knapsack.
Like a material, physical bag?
Yes,
Okay.
Does that seem out of place?
a little bit.
In any case, let's get away from this thing and closer to
Yes.
Daddy Light Elemental.
Go see Daddy.
Yeah, Hamatal
if it's
leads
tugging on
Ereq
me-
by your it leads you
Yeah,
by the
I'll
hand.
kind of. Okay, I was going to offer to scoop it up, but I'll let it lead me by the hand.
It is pulling you in the manner of a child pulling an adult. Yeah, like just sort of come. And you do.
I will extend my arm all the way so that it's clear that I'm not threatening it.
Yeah. Tooth trots along behind you, and the rest sort of regather around. As you,
I will get Hope to keep a little bit of a distance.
Yeah. Hope says, "I fly." Hi.
Yes.
Hope shoots up about 60 feet and sort of, lazily catches thermals. And you approach a larger... This one is a slightly different hue. This one is more green. The younger one seems, is a slightly more yellowy, sort of a light yellowy green, whereas this one is a warm, not quite khaki green, but more sort of a summer leaf color green, but glowy. He climbs down out of the tree as you approach, and puts its hands together and says, "Thank," and gestures for the little one to run over to him, which he does.
No.
And they embrace, and he stands up and says, "You thank, help, much help," or as Kesh and Dahlia hear it, "Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I didn't know what I was going to do. I told Hematal to run, and he did."
He ran very fast and very well.
I didn't expect him to find help. I was just going to hide until it left me alone.
Why are you traveling?
Not traveling, going home.
Oh, where's your home?
And it points towards the mountains, actually.
Oh, well, it seems we're moving in the same direction. Although the mountains seem a little bit, angry right now.
They not hurt us.
Oh,
All right.
maybe, could we possibly ask a favor? Well, we're here looking for a particular type of flower called a winter blossom. And we were coming up with all these ideas of how we could get onto a mountain without making it angry. But if the mountain is...
If I climb mountain angry. I live under.
Oh, never mind then. We'll go back to plan A.
Well,
But
yeah.
but I thank, and he takes off his bag. And he goes into it and pulls out 3 potion jars.
Ooh.
And says, "Here, I use for trade, but you take half." And he offers you either the 3 potions or the bag.
Oh.
The bag is the magic bag.
Is it a bag of holding? Maybe a bag of holding.
You don't know that.
A little bit of a bag of holding.
You definitely recognize one of the potions is a greater potion of healing. The other 2 are a little bit less normal-looking potions, and it's hard to spot. But the greater potion of healings are red. So that's what that is. You're pretty confident that's what that is, but you don't know about the other ones.
The bag
Ereq
is
and
kinda
Kesh
cool.
could probably figure it out, though, given a little bit of time, what they are.
I want to cast a cheeky little detect magic using a spell slot.
Sure. What information would that give you? Have a good night, Crispin Crunch. Take care, buddy. To borrow a phrase from Dragonkeer, head out into the world, spread kindness like glitter, let it get into the carpet so it's there for good. Take care, buddy. Have a good time zone.
I love that.
Ereq, don't you as a quorum already have something to assess how cool something
Yo, I do.
is? You do.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm going to use my Corvum ability to determine magical value. I basically want to say if the bag is magic.
It's a bag of holding.
Excellent.
You only get 1 item with that, though. If you wanted
Yes.
to cast the spell anyway, you would determine the other 2 potions are magical, but beyond that.
Yeah. No, that was really what I wanted to do, was see if it was the bag of holding or if it was just a very funny DM bait.
We'll just
cool
end
bag.
up with a sack.
Yeah. Which I would have loved. I will look at Kesh and I'll say, that is I don't know if bags of holding are things, but I'll say that seems to be a bag with an almost limited holding capacity, unlimited holding capacity, but that hasn't really been much of an issue for us so far.
Woo.
What do we think?
Oh,
I'm sure those potions, at least one of them, would be useful for us immediately.
well, that's the trick, isn't it? We're thinking short term or long term here.
I mean, you haven't made use of a bag of holding because you haven't had one.
Yes. Also, bags of holding can have more things of larger quantity than we can carry. My vote
Which is
for
what
the
I mean,
bag,
like,
but it's,
which is what I mean. Like you could, no, you don't make use of something that can carry that much until you have something that can carry that much. All of a sudden, you can find uses for something like that. Yeah, either one is good.
I mean, if you want my opinion, I would say the potions.
Hey, Dak.
So we've got 1 potions and 1 bag. Kesh, do you have a preference?
Look, the potions are probably more immediately useful, particularly given Ereq is struggling to heal here.
Mm-hmm.
I also think that if we want a bag that can hold more than it looks like it could, we know at least one person who might be able to make that.
This is true. I bet she could. Should probably relish the
I mean,
challenge.
you've heard of it. You could, in Older Heart, for a price, obviously for a fairly heavy price, but you can absolutely purchase extra-dimensional spaces that are shaped like bags. Jude Littlefoot did. Though you don't
With
know
bonus
that.
muffin freshness
Exactly.
enhancement.
Yeah, she has a bag of muffin holding.
Your
With
muffins
any
never goes
baked
down.
goods. Yeah. So, what's the
So
vibe?
I vote potions.
I think potions. Yeah.
Very well. He gives you the potions.
I'll bow because that feels like an appropriate way to thank a life elemental. Just be like, thank you.
Did the book on elemental plane traveling say anything about how to the appropriate greetings for a life elemental?
They don't have that much of a society, particularly. I think it would have basically just stressed, just be nice, be polite. If you speak the language, try to. If not, don't shout.
I will say in Ignan, thank you, and bow my head.
It tweaks its head and looks at you very sharply and says... It bows and says, not that here, friend.
Okay.
I'm not angry.
Yes.
Others
Papa.
would be. And it says it in broken Ignan.
Interesting.
Don't do that, Ereq. Don't use the language of their enemies. That's not cool.
Hamatal is looking like between its father and you, like, I don't know what was just said, but that was a bit weird.
Hamatal, I will try to distract him a little bit. I procure one of the full hash browns this time and say, I think you deserve this one. You did very good, and I'm proud of you.
Hamatal takes the hash brown, and they don't have features exactly, but there is a mouth-like shape that forms in the glow, and it smiles at you. Like it's a deliberate choice on its part to have a face that you can determine. The other one gestures to its chest and says, I am Carmen Voss. Thank you. Again. I take my leave of you now. We return home. Of the two mountains, the left is the friendlier. It is where we live beneath. The one on the left was the one that was defending itself against the other. When you saw them fighting kaiju style last time. A short investigation by Ereq and Kesh will determine that the other two are a potion of growth and a potion of hill hugeman strength.
Ooh.
You huge man. Nice.
Well, no one knows what a giant is, so it's no, that's
yeah,
canon in canon in
Huge
Strahd.
man is cousin of Huge Ackman. Yes.
Yeah, huge acting. Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
it's-
that's how the family names work. Yeah.
from the Strahd crew. They decided that a giant didn't make any sense, so they called him Hugeman instead.
Yeah, that's cool.
So yeah, yes, you have those three things. And I think because it's 10:30, we will call it there for the evening, and hopefully Fenway can join us again next week for the finish of this little life plane adventure. So. Guys, thank you so much for joining me this evening. Thank you for playing with us. Now, we like to do something at the end of our streams we do call Favorite Moments, where we go around the table, virtual or otherwise, and tell each other what great things we did, because we all had some really cool bits this evening. So, do a bit of a lightning round. Who would like to go first? Well, Rob, the bearded dragon. Damn, I'm good at returning as the stream ends. Every time. Rob, it is a shame that you were not here earlier, but it is lovely to see you, my friend. How are you? We are just about to do some favorite moments, so I need a D5 in chat, please. Nations. There we are. A D5. A 2. It's Daria. Favorite Daria moments. First up, favorite Julio.
Crawling away from the battle with 1 hit point and on fire.
Oh, it's trying so hard to get you.
Yeah, you did. You almost got me, but no cigar.
I was only being honest as well. Yes. Brendan?
I liked Julio immediately going into the kitchen in the cottage and cooking as a way of assessing the rules of the plane, as well as to kind of comfort himself. That was, a very characterful moment.
Bishop Blood trying to steal a child. Not steal,
How dare.
rehome.
Yes, different.
That was definitely my favorite, was your enthusiasm, or Julio's enthusiasm for that task. Like, and you're leaning in, I was like, I know what I've rolled, and I'm still burning my gifted D4 as well.
Yep. Which I think is actually something that Julio will have to examine about himself, because he was not really thinking about family, but like his paternal instincts have kicked in.
He's just reaching that age now. Fenway, favorite Daria moments?
I mean, talking with the life elemental, if I could think of the word, that'd be great. But talking with the life elemental was great. Also, the battle, staying alive, and also shanking everything. Definitely it was a good moment.
Daria, favorite self?
Favorite self, I enjoyed rolling a 31 on the roll that did not matter. That's pretty fun. That's really good. I'm sure I'll remember that next time when I need to roll something very much suck.
If you hadn't managed to convince it to come over to you, it would have just run away, and that would have been the end of the encounter, and you'd have carried on, and you wouldn't be 3 potions better off.
Sure.
Yeah.
But I liked how passionate Julio is about like helping the life elementals.
Yeah, it was cute. D4 and Brendan. Tony gets us a Brendan. Excellent. Favorite Brendan moments?
I loved handshakes to all the sheep.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
I really enjoyed the sulky way he went. I was like, no, I'm just going to go and, I think it was the line, sit in here and contemplate my life choices in the barn.
Just gonna sit out here by myself, just
alone. In a plane that hates me. Like, in a plane of existence that actively dislikes me.
Yeah.
My fire elemental thinks I'm cool.
Ereq doesn't make his relationship with the plane much better by constantly using Ignan for no reason. I was like, okay.
I think that was Brendan being a good boy, because he doesn't technically, he's not technically able to speak Auran. He understands it, but can't speak it.
Like, it's kind of fair. Like,
still sus.
Still sus.
But like, he did it, and I'm like, that's probably not going to be a great idea, but I get why you did it.
Yeah.
Look, and now we know.
Also, the adding the thorn whip to the entanglement was really boss. That was cool.
That was good.
Yeah.
Fenway?
I was just gonna say, I was waiting for everybody to be finished with what they were saying. I just want to make sure I wasn't interrupting, but I enjoyed the when you were in the barn and you kept coming up to the door to try and see what was going on in the house. I thought that was quite entertaining.
Brendan, favorite self?
Yeah, probably adding to the Thorn Whip to the Entangle, and actually making it work felt good. Like I was already planning on doing the Thorn Whip anyway, and just because Dahlia got to go first and did that seemed like a good opportunity. So yeah, that was probably my favorite self moment.
Yeah, it was cool. Awesome. Alrighty. We need a D3. When Ereq bad at the sheep. Yes. Yes. Oh!
A 1.
A 1! That would be me! Favorite DM moments.
Definitely the way like the mimic and the sheep talked. That was great. I believe I wrote down a quote, which was definitely not mimic, only sheep friend.
Yeah.
Incredibly believable.
Speaking of Tooth, describing Tooth's tongue when he's greeting people as a like to naan bread was certainly a choice. And
It's ruining bread.
yeah,
I wonder if it
yeah.
tastes like naan bread. It definitely does
That
not
is
have
a
the
very
same
cursed
texture, though.
question, Fenway. And I don't want to think about
Like,
it.
Yeah.
You know, here's a more cursed statement. It probably has the texture of slimy naan bread.
Yeah. Katie Wolfsbane says, working and lurking,
Nice.
but I loved how Ereq was showing how the plane was negatively affecting him emotionally. And also sheep friend for Josh. Yes.
Yeah.
Ereq and the mimic sheep being like, what even is a mimic? I don't know. Do you know it? No, neither do I.
No one knows.
No one
Do you
knows
know
what a
it even
mimic is.
exists?
Who even brought that up? I didn't. Yeah.
Another Josh moment that I really enjoyed is just Josh giving us options for what to get out of a quest. I love doing that as a DM, and I love when that happens, because it's always like giving some agency and also like strategizing for players, and I think that's always fun.
Yeah. Fenway?
Just the little details of the.
Yeah. I quite enjoyed, this one's a little bit different, but I quite enjoyed how you brought details about the sheep and Dahlia from the first game into this game, and made sure to incorporate the important parts of it.
Yes, absolutely. Bishop Blood, so much Plane of Earth stuff, so much thanks, many loves. Yeah, you're welcome, Bishop Blood. I knew when I was writing, I was like, well, this will make Bishop Blood very happy. Who's been like thirstily looking forward to the Plane of Earth stuff, but I was like, what would be something you would feed a mountain? Well, Plane of Earth stuff, presumably. My favorite
Bishop
me
Blood,
moment.
what is
Yeah.
your deal with the plane of elemental earth? I'm curious.
It's
Do you
He's
just
a
really
nasty
like it?
dirt boy.
I think
obviously.
it's just the only. I think it's just the only plane that hasn't really had any sort of work done on it yet, and he's just thirsty for lore. I think is why. Because yeah, the plane of air is problematic. The plane of death you've been to a few times. The plane of life has been very well done. Like yes, because it's the longest time. It was the one that wasn't mentioned. Yeah, we've been to the plane of water. We've been to the plane of fire. We've been to the plane of life. Air is challenging because there's no ground at all. Yeah, it's the one you know the least about it. Yeah, absolutely. My favorite me moment was I'm actually going to piggyback on Daria's because giving you choices. But you all were like, oh, unless it's the DM being tricksy, I inceptioned how tricksy I was being. He only took half the potions out of the bag. He doesn't
Well, I
know.
think that's what he
didn't know that
implied.
he didn't know that that's the bag of it's a bag of holding. There were 6 potions in it. He was offering either the 3 that were in the bag or the 3 that weren't in the bag.
I told you guys we should have taken the bag.
That's fine. I thought that might have been the case, but it's like,
Yeah, and
There's some-
also he needs the
Yeah.
trading goods, so
Yeah.
you know.
Oh yeah, don't want to rob
It's
him
us
blind.
being kind. We
Yeah.
knew, we just didn't want to
Just-
take
yeah.
his
Just
stuff.
didn't want to take advantage of him, you know.
I
Sure.
mean, when it wasn't until Josh said out of character, you can choose either the bag or the potions. So I was like, why would this trader like give us his only
You saved his
capacity
life.
of carrying things? Yeah, I stand by that choice.
Very well.
I still think it should have just been a regular bag.
Just for funsies.
Yeah.
That would have been funnier, but I was actually like, I'll give him something useful. Cool. Yeah. Excellent. Alrighty. Any others, or shall we move on? I think we've had all of me. Excellent. In which case, we need to choose between Karen and Fenway. So a D2 in chat, please. A 2! We're talking about Fenway. Wow, we almost never do Karen last. This is cool.
Yeah, interesting.
I usually go last. Or pretty close to the end. Alrighty. Favorite Fenway moments?
I have one. Straight off the bat, hugging the little elemental, comforting, like a tiny little creature, but like, oh, that's so cute. That's very cute.
The little tiny elemental that's bigger than she is, I
Yeah.
found out.
Yeah.
Yes, that was my favorite stealth moment as well. So
I really appreciated you being a conduit through which I could show everybody else, feed lore through. I did give Fenway a little bit of detail, a little bit of knowledge about the plane beforehand and where I anticipated you guys going. And you worked it in really well, but I really liked when you didn't know the answer, and you just sort of went with it. I mean, your handle is Fenway the Teen DM. There's a DM brain in there. And yeah, I'm like, dead set. Yeah, that's the correct answer. More often than not, like I didn't have to correct you. I was like, yep, no, that's accurate. Or I hadn't really decided and it's canon now. Yeah, there was several times that you just sort of like, I'm going to go with yes. And I'm like, correct. Well done. Yeah, that was really cool to see. I was just like, girl good. Girl's got game.
thank you.
I liked the casting and tangle on the dinosaur, where the Kesh and Julio's immediate reactions was to start
Kill it.
peppering it with arrows and stuff. And it made sense. Like the main thing for Ereq was does this thing belong on this plane? If so, is this a bad thing? And so to attack it. And so Dahlia just trying to restrain it felt really natural. Yeah, so that was cool.
I loved how chill Dahlia was about this kind of situation arising in her life. It's just like, oh, you know, this isn't an everyday occurrence, but this is fine. Come into my house. Do you want to use the kitchen? Go ahead. Yeah, sure. Just feed them out, and it'll be fine. Just like I've traveled many planes. I've seen weird shit. You can't possibly make me lose my chill.
I presume at some point during the evening, Dahlia would have shared with you guys that they had actually been on the material plane before once and knew a little bit about the
Yes.
place. So, because otherwise it would make absolutely no sense that this fairy, the only fairy in this world, has the only house in this world.
Yeah. I don't think technically I live in the or I came. Did I come from the plane of life or?
You are originally from the plane of life. You kind of got blamped to the material plane. You don't know how.
Right.
She wound up at the base of the Older Heart with no memory of how she got there.
Yes.
And spent
And
about 6 months in the material plane and came back and found that nearly a decade had passed in the plane of life.
Yep. And brought sheep with me.
And you brought the sheep back with you about 2 years ago in your time. You've been back for about 2 years. I don't know if necessarily you guys would have been able to cross-reference how long she's been gone from, but from events that she would have picked up 18. Oh no. 16. 16 years have elapsed on the material plane. Wibbly
Doesn't
wobbly,
bode well for us getting
timey-wimey.
back in time.
Well, yeah, but while she was on the plane of life for 6 months, 10 years elapsed on the plane of life. It's both ways. It's wacky.
It's a backward situation.
Wibbly wobbly, timey wimey. Fenway, favorite self.
Probably I would agree with the hugging the elemental thing. But also just the being a fly to the fire elemental that just could not catch me and could not hit me. I just thought it was quite entertaining.
Yeah, it was irritating. Rolling with disadvantage is a pig anyway. I also really liked. I had not intended Tooth would go with you, but you were like, "Come on, Tooth," and I was like, oh, "All right then." So he does because he loves you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Best tooth friend.
Best sheep friend. Not mimic.
What's
I
a mimic?
think,
No
like,
idea.
the last, that was that last little bit in the one shot was like, not mimic, no, and everyone's like, no, clearly not. And they'd had such a bad run of it with mimics that day. They were like, no, not a mimic again. There was an altar in a church that was a mimic, and then the entire church actually turned out to be a mimic. Then later on, they were turning a tree stump into a bridge over a bog. The tree stump turned out to be a mimic instead. Yeah, they had a time of it. Then they got to the final place they were trying to get to, and there was a sheep. Just there. And they were like, not a mimic? And they're like, no, not a mimic. Sheep friend, not mimic.
Of course.
And Dahlia, by that point, had made friends with 3 other sheep, so yeah, it just decided to hang out with the other sheep, and everyone was joking about how Dahlia was definitely taking it back to the plane of life with her, and I was like, yeah, no, it would be up for that. And the other 3 were like, oh, that sounds way better than the place where we used to live, where Strahd is the king. So, yeah, favorite Karen moments I think we're up to. Favorite Kesh.
I think just fucking laying down the law with the fire elementals and fucking them every which way possible, every turn. That's pretty baller.
Yeah. Kesh was MVP. I'm glad that someone else got the 3rd kill.
Oh, I really wanted to do all 3 though. That would have been very satisfying.
You heard it, Bishop Blood.
I would have been happy to give you the 3rd kill, but I was trying to make sure that Tooth didn't get killed.
Absolutely, it's party safety over my ego.
And I mean, if it had survived, it would have gone for Julio. Fire ouchie. Yeah, really just wanted one of them. I really wanted one. That was so. They were point for point. That first thing that the gang fought when you first started out, Ereq and Kesh. That was one of those. You then just fought 3 of them.
Oh,
Wow.
Look at us growing and evolving and stuff.
Yeah. And it's numbers are a force multiplier as well. Like 2 in a situation is way harder than 1 in a situation. Yeah, that was level 3 compared to level 9. Yeah.
Yeah.
They had 102 hit points apiece, and they were resistant to
Wow.
non-magical damage. And doing tons of passive damage. I mean, I was rolling dog shit for the hits. I don't think I rolled above average more than a couple of times. Yeah, favorite Karen moments. We're talking.
Yeah, I am always pleased because in combat traditionally Karen has had terrible luck. I'm always pleased to see Kesh not only get lots of damage in but also get kills. But but also like Rangers have a lot of different mechanical stuff going on to keep track of in combat, and that's definitely something that I've seen Karen get better with at tracking. And you definitely did that tonight, of like being on top of the Hunter's Mark and being on top of the Slayer's Prey or whatever it was. So yeah, that was very rewarding to see you excelling in combat.
Thank you.
Outside of combat, my favorite Kesh moment was being heavily hinted at to join Ereq in the barn and just saying, "Nah, I'm going into this cottage." Yeah,
I am curious. I want to go in. I'm going to be Gandalf. It'll be great.
yeah.
Like, I will fit in this house, and you watched me.
And I mean, I quite enjoyed the way that Kesh interacted with the other characters, and NPCs. It was a little less of what am I trying to say? I can never remember words when I need them.
Less of a
words
specific
are hard.
moment.
Yes, it was less of a thank you. Yes, less of a specific moment and more just like how you acted your character out as a whole. I thought it was a fantastic dynamic.
Don't disagree.
That's what I usually find with Karen, actually, is I find it hard to spot a specific moment, but just generally is very solid.
Yeah.
I quite enjoyed my moment where I was just like, can you bribe a mountain?
Yeah.
Oh, if I also may add, another one that I really enjoyed is Karen. I don't know if this was mentioned because I was feeding my kitty, but the lightning quick speed at which Kesh changed lanes to, oh, you live with the mountain, can you get us the flower? Like,
Yeah.
the creativity there was pretty good. I enjoyed it.
I was like, wait, you're in the mountain or on good terms? That could be, shit.
Yeah, so like the efficiency there was like very good.
Of course he wouldn't make it that easy.
Yeah, no, but it was a good idea. I was just like, fuck, that wasn't where I was wanting this to go. No, for reasons.
Just give us one. Just give us the thing.
No, because Bishop Blood wants to learn more Earth Elemental stuff. I mean, Dahlia can fly. She need not ever touch the mountain. You haven't thought to just say, hey, could you nip on over there, grab us a flower and come back? We'll look after the... Good.
Well, we'll have that idea at the start of next session. Thanks for that.
Just speaking of Gandalf, why don't you just get a friendly eagle?
You do have a bird, don't you?
Yeah. It's a fire elemental bird.
mean-
That mountain will not react well to that.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
You like hope, right? You want to keep that thing? Cool. Alrighty. Well, guys, thank you very much for all of our favorite moments. It has been lovely playing this evening, but it's been a sort of a long time since we started, so I should let all these people go away from here now. But before we do that, we need to thank our lovely players. We need to thank our lovely audience. We need to thank our wonderful raiders, Jack Squarepeg, Meeples and Dragons, and the Lawrite, you bloody champions. I'm just going to do a few shout-outs while you guys tell me who the absolute heck you are. Brendan, who the heck are you?
I am Brendan. I'm an actor and director, and had a really good night tonight. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, fair point. Fenway, who the heck are you?
Hi everyone, I'm Fenway Jones, also known as Fenway the Teen DM on Twitter, and at Jasper's Game Day on all of the social medias. I am Jasper's Game Day founder, and I'm super happy to be back. I played Dahlia for the first time during Jasper's Game Week Aussie edition, and I'm really happy to be playing her again.
And we are very happy to have you. Thank you so much for making the time, because it is very freaking early where you are, and that's gross, and I appreciate the heck out of it. I was like, I'm asking quite a lot, I acknowledge that, but still. Yeah. What am I talking about? Karen, favorite? Karen, who the heck are you? You're muted, my love.
Sorry. Hi, I'm Karen, otherwise known as the Mother of Bunnies. I'm Foma, a writer, art slut, internet addict. You can follow me on Twitter at Mother O Bunnies, or you can follow my burlesque alter ego on Miss Lolamore on Instagram. Or you can listen to me in the D&D podcast There Be Dragons, or you can kind of come back to Corsair's Cove, because I tend to be around semi-regularly.
Awesome. Thank you very much. And Daria, who the heck are you?
I'm Daria. I'm an artist. I do arts, and also I play here on Thursdays. And next Tuesday I'll be here as well, playing some Thirsty Sword Lesbians.
Excellent. And Mesdames et Messieurs, Dames und Herren, and beings of indeterminate gender and persuasion, I be Josh the Pirate. You can find me here on my channel Corsair's Cove, where I run D&D and other RPG-related games with my lovely wife Karen, the mother of bunnies, and my puppy Siri, who is looking expectantly at my feet like, Daddy, I threw the ball. Where is it? Come on, Daddy, throw it. But I can't see it. Where is it? I don't have it. Oh, it's there. Okay, all right. There you go. If you like my majestic voice, but you think I can stand to turn the face down a bit, you can check me out in the podcast There Be Dragons, where I play the infamous and deadly pirate Skern Felspar und his little dragon, Hrosh. And we've got quite a bit of interesting programming coming up. Tomorrow evening, I will be over on the Law Rights channel for some more Shadows over Morna with Ardana and Terrace. That is a 7th Sea game, which is very interesting. It's a very different style of gameplay. And Terrace and I flirt madly in it. It's very fun. Then on Saturday afternoon, at 3 p.m. Saturday, it's 3 p.m. my time, me, Ardana, and the Dreaded GM, and a few other lovely folks, including Canis and Terrace as well, will be back on the Law Right for the continuation, the 1-year continuation of a game we played a while ago, a one-shot called The Curse of Hearts, which is a Strahd parody where we killed the infamous vampire Straddle von Dadovich. This time around, we are going to a wedding, and I will be there as Susan Treefriend, Susan of the Swamp, Susan the Hedge Witch of the Humblewood is reprising her role over there. She will be a flower girl, for a kobold and a vampire getting married. The kobold and the vampire in question are Terrace and the Dreaded GM, so that'll be super fun. Then Monday night, we're back here for Teens in Space! Space. For a new game of that. The gang will be returning for that one. Terrace, Ardana, Kate, and Malika Moon for the ridiculousness that is our Teens in Space campaign. And then Tuesday night, as Daria has already mentioned, we have some more dehydrated genderqueers with bladed weapons. Yes, because when I write mysteries, they take a long time to solve, apparently. So yes. That will be great as well.
We have to do more.
Surely Daria will be there, right? Right? Yes, Daria will be there. Sadly missing out on anime night, apparently. Okay, and that will take us...
Daria's very upset to miss out on JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Oh no, not JoJo, my favorite anime.
And next week we will be having, we will be back for more Humblewood on Thursday evening. Guys, it's been an absolute pleasure and a dream hanging out with you this evening. And yes, but we should go away from here now. We've been supporting the Trevor Project this evening. Thank you, everybody who donated. We have 2 copies of Thirsty Sword Lesbians to give away. Raid Cyber Nation Uncensored. Noted. All right, I'll have a look. We have a couple of our stream team buddies, which is sort of our bound and duty to raid them, Tony.
It's called Mum's Spaghetti.
Wonder what Julio's stand is.
Julio's stand. It's a weeb language, don't worry about it.
Okay, noted. What are they doing, Tony? What is Cyber Nation Unlimited doing? Because I don't have to raid my peeps. What else am I doing? Yes, Wooten Forge. We are supported by and affiliated with Wooten Forge. creators of WA's finest handcrafted wooden tabletop accessories, like this gorgeous dice keeper. They do an awful lot of charity work. You can get laser engraved, laser edge stuff like this. This Jara Dice Keeper is a gorgeous thing. Check them out at woodenforge.com/Corsairs Cove. And if you do so, we get a cheeky little kickback, you bloody champions. I think that's everything I need to talk about. So, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me this evening. And we'll go away from here now. Has Tony responded? They will be playing Cyberpunk Red. Is that like... is Cyberpunk 2077? Is that the one, or are they?
Is that a tabletop game?
Is that tabletop? It's an RPG. Interesting.
Yeah, I think that's the original that the video game
that
is
it's based on.
right?
Alrighty, well, yeah, screw it. Let's do that then. Let's raid them. Very well. So we will chuck a raid over there. So, throw your favorite raid emotes up in chat. Tell, who is it? Who am I looking for? Tell... Where are we going?
Cybernation Uncensored.
Cybernation Uncensored, where we came from. Show them the love like we always do. And we will be... are they live now, Tony? Or you say they're going live in 5 minutes? There we are. Boom. I will join you following that. There we go. Easy. Cool. Thanks, whoever did that. Good job. I think Kate, probably. Guys, thank you so much. Yes, show them the love like we always do, and we will see you same bat time, same bat channel on Monday night for some more Teens in Space. Teens in Space! So, say goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Whee!